evening, Matty. About that high of my live TV appearances, and I don't think I can ever show those because they're bloody awful, and even more offensive than this. But I used to do it because they loved us doing it. I wasn't a very good stand-up, so I couldn't really go out on the comedy circuit as much as a lot of other people did. I met some of the topless darts players, yeah. So I would just go and do this once or twice a week, and they liked me and my friend Justin so much, the live TV, stand-up live, they give us 25 quid and a car there and back. Now, when you're signing on, there and back. Now, when you're signing on, the 11 o'clock show was my first gig. It's the thing that made me, right? Made me, in inverted commas. I know it's all kind of whatever, but it's the thing that started my career. If I hadn't have done the 11 o'clock show, I wouldn't be, I'd be doing whatever. What was I going to do? So I mentioned yesterday that I auditioned for the 11 o'clock show, and my agent at the time said, yeah, I'm aware of it, but I don't think you're right for it. And I went, I was handed this fax when I was leaving a radio station that told me about the 11 o'clock show. And it kind of, this is going to sound weird, right? It kind of glowed. When it was handed to me, it kind of glowed. I knew this was it. And from a very young age, I'd had an image of me stood with a microphone in a grey suit, surrounded by people. From about 15. So for 10 years, I'd just had this image. Me with a microphone and a grey suit, stood in front of an audience, with an audience behind me. I remember it was an audience behind me. And I just had it. And the 11 o'clock show, the audition, and I talked about the audition in episode 1, right? I shouldn't have got that job because I had no experience. I wasn't the funniest person that they saw for it. I just kept getting through stage after stage. And it was no real shock that I was getting through stage after stage. It was no real shock. It was just like, okay, I'm at this stage now. Oh, I'm at this stage now. Oh, I'm sat on the set and I'm hosting it. The original hosts were going to be Brendan Burns and Fred Macaulay, and they wanted a third. Who was the third person they tried? Oh, I think they tried Sean Pye before. I think they tried Sean Pye as the third presenter. They did a pilot. It was going to be Sean Pye, who is a writer and a comedian, not Jonathan Pye, Sean Pye. I've just remembered that. I'm pretty sure it was him. He was the third presenter, and it just wasn't quite gelling. And so they said to me, do you want to have a go? Oh, I may have said to them, I could do that. All right, yeah, we'll try you. And I did a pilot, and I got the gig. So... yeah, the audition, I just kept getting further and further. And I'd already decided that this was going to be my last shot at fame for a while. My last shot, because I was skint. Hey, Fiery Squirrel, thank you for the gift of a sub. Welcome, CJ, welcome. I was skint. I was in really bad debt. I was 24. I was living with my mum. And I was like, right, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to give up on showbiz for 3 or 4 years. I'd just done some work with my dad, who I wasn't getting on with, but I'd just done some work where, hey Boyley, as a prop man. My dad was a props man. And so I'd done some filming in Pakistan with him for 3 months on a film called Jinnah, which I'm in. If you look very carefully, you won't spot me, but you can see me, but you won't know it's me because I'm wearing a Christopher Lee prosthetic. And I'd also done props on a weird TV series for BBC, where it looked at what would happen. Oh, it looked at what would happen if there were disasters. It hypothesized, and one of them that was the Millennium Bug. They also did one, and this is the only job as a props man I did on my own, and I was so out of my depth. Dan, thank you for the subscription. I was so out of my depth. The only show I did props on my own was this show about, I guess we were on a train Was it about the Channel Tunnel fire, or was that something different? We were on a train, and here's the thing. I wasn't good enough to be a props man, and my dad just totally dropped me in it. And one of the ADs working on that show was the guy that used to bully me at school. And the night before, I suspect he did this deliberately. The night before, I got very drunk. We were staying in a hotel. I got very drunk and I did a little bit of cocaine with him. This is like 2 a.m. We have to be up at 7 on set. And so at 7 on set, we're at a train museum. And I'm there just throwing up in the bushes because I'm wasted. And this guy who then went on to, Gareth Unwin was his name. I think we can say his name. He went on to produce The King's Speech. Became a millionaire. And he was my school bully. So I'd done a few things like that. And in Pakistan, I'd worked with a really nice guy called Campbell Mitchell. And Pakistan was intense and insane. And maybe we'll talk about that at a later stage. And it was like, right, I'm gonna audition for this show. And if I don't get this show, I'm going to stop and I'm going to do props for 2 or 3 years because it was good money, like 250 quid a day. It's good money. Thought I'm going to do that and then I'll see about getting back into it. And I just kept getting further and further into the auditions. And then I got the gig. And I remember quite far into the auditions, quite early on actually into the auditions, Campbell phoned me up and said, I've got a job for you. I'm doing a film. I think it was a film about Barbara Windsor. And what does a props guy do? He does everything that is on the screen, they are responsible. Donuts. I couldn't do that. Certainly couldn't do it when I had a hangover and a cokehead. And Campbell phoned me up and said, I've got a job for you. And it was really generous of him to offer because I was still rubbish. And I said, all right. I said, no, I didn't say all right. I said, do you know what, Campbell? I got this TV show that I'm trying out for. And I'm going to have a go at this. This is what I want to do. And he wished me the best of luck, and I got it. The rest is history. So, hi.
Everybody has a story to tell. So let's get started. Your style?
So this is Series 1, Episode 2. Now, this is the 1st of October, 1998, guys. 1998. Now, here's the thing. The show, when it went out properly, so this series went out in September of 98. I kind of think the real series didn't go out, it went out like May of 1999. So there's a big old gap. I was signing on at the time. I was a stoner at the time. I'd done a little bit of coke, but not a lot. But I had a taste for it. But I was a stoner. And I thought I was smoking weed and no one was knowing. But I was later told that everyone could smell it. My dressing room and... is it Barrymore's? Someone else's dressing rooms both stank of weed all the time. All the time. Terrible. I don't drink or take drugs or anything anymore. I'm clean and sober. I had 13 years, then I had a break, and now I'm nearly 2 years. So almost 15 years totally clean and sober. But that's where it was at the time. But this first week seems to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm trying to remember why. I'm wondering if something had happened on the Tuesday. Something big had happened. I don't know. Anyway, the premise of the 11 o'clock show was it was all written and filmed on the day. Written and filmed on the day. Not all of it was. There was some stuff that we had up our sleeves. And I was brought in to make these little VTs, these Vox Pops on the street where you go up and ask people silly questions. But I was kind of I was kind of put into the studio and they started using me more and more and more. And I'm surprised, having watched the first episode yesterday, we're going to do this every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. But we did one yesterday. Having watched the first episode yesterday, I'm surprised how much I was in it. I was in it a lot more than I thought. Was Steve Coogan on it? No. John says, the show was a bit Chris Morris, wasn't it? Yeah, it was that sort of thing. It was that. So, written, performed, filmed on the day. The way it would work... I'll talk about my Vox Pop. Let's get in, 'cause I'm talking too much. Let's get the volume up a little bit. How's that volume, guys? Is that all right? Gary Glitter. More Chiba, theme tune. Good volume. So the main hosts are Brendan and Fred. Thursday, 1st of October. Look at me, me sat on the edge. So already I'm sat on the edge, right? I'm supposed to be the third wheel. And I wish, looking back retrospectively, they kept me as the third wheel. I got the... Ali G to one side. Ali G to one side. I think in the first episode I got the biggest laughs. Doing the stuff on the street. The stuff in the studio, none of the stuff in the studio I wrote. I might change a line here and there, but hardly ever, because I was terrified. None of the studio stuff was written by me. It was all written by these amazing team of writers, which grew and grew. We had people faxing in jokes when the series really kicked off proper. But this was a 2-week pilot run of 6 episodes. And I didn't write any of the stuff in the studio. I can see all of your questions in the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Ian Lee. I will get to them at some point. I promise. This is going to be honest, guys. It's going to be honest and open. The stuff out on the streets, I had a hand in writing. And obviously a lot of it was improvised. But I would get into the studio. I would get into the offices, which surprisingly were in the building next door to Talk Sport. I don't know if they were for this series. This series we might have still been using the Talkback offices. I think we were still using the Talkback offices. But so I would get in about 8 o'clock, and me, James Bobin, who was the director, and Leo Martin, and me and James, and maybe someone else, Simon Wilson at a later date, who went on to be the head of comedy at BBC. We would just go through the papers and find a story that we could do Vox Pops on, and then James would write questions. I would chip in. As I got more confident, I would write more and more, but it was primarily James, and there was a lot of improvisation. But the real magic in those Vox Pops was, we would go out and we'd film. You had like an hour and a half to film it, 2 hours tops. Then I had to get back to the studio to rehearse the show. Everyone else was rehearsing the show in the studio, and I had to get back. So that James would then go off to an edit. And this was why it was so clever. He would then edit the 2 hours into 3 minutes of very funny video. Fred, no. Angela says those two hosts, the Scot and the Australian, are really not very likeable at all, are they? Fred Macaulay's wonderful. I love Fred Macaulay. And Brendan Burns, I've talked about Brendan. I like Brendan a lot now. At the time, I found him very, very intimidating. I still find him intimidating. I still find him scary. But no. I mean, this is 1998. Here we go. You watch, when they introduce me, I'll probably do a thumbs up or pull my face down to my chin or do something. I'm going to do something dumb because I just don't know what to do with my body. I have no idea what to do with my body or my face.
It's Thursday the 1st of October. It's Channel 4. This is the 11 o'clock show and I'm Fred Macaulay.
No, I'm Brendan Burns.
Hello, I'm TV's Ian Lee.
It was awkward, wasn't it? TV's Ian Lee. I used to get called that a lot, and that was the first time it was ever said. First time it was ever said. Same suit. Harry Thompson, who produced it, had this grey suit, and he got really upset when I changed suits in the next series. He had this idea, and I think he was probably right. He wanted me to wear that suit for my entire career and never clean it. And he said, I just had this vision of you 20 years from now wearing the same suit and it's filthy and it's tatty. I'd have loved that. I'd have loved that. But TV, Justin says, I remember thinking it was cool you were such a nerd. Thanks, man. TV's Ian Lee. That's the first time it was said. And then I still sometimes get called TV's Ian Lee, despite not really having been on TV. I got rid of the suit. Who, man? I chucked the suit, and that was stupid. But listen, there's just silence. There's just silence as I introduced myself. No one knew who we were. People knew who Fred was. People knew who Fred was.
It's Thursday the 1st of October. It's Channel 4. This is the 11 o'clock show, and I'm Fred Macaulay.
I'm Brendan Burns. Hello, I'm TV's Ian Lee.
Now, I don't know if you...
I mean, that's a terrible... And hello, I'm TV's Ian Lee. Titter. Titter. Do you need the volume turned up, guys? Is the volume a bit quiet for you? Fred and Brendan got on. We all got on. We all got on. We all got on.
Watched the gardening show Ground Force on BBC One tonight, but apparently the ratings went up by 3 million when the word got out that the presenter wasn't wearing a bra.
Charlie Dimmock.
3 million viewers just because the presenter wasn't wearing a bra. Well, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done.
Jokes. By the way, these are all from my own personal VHS collection. These early ones, I taped these myself. I would go home and watch it. I would watch it. And I did watch the first couple of series. And I remember having a conversation with Daisy because Daisy never watched it. And I thought that was weird. And I didn't watch it out of arrogance. I don't enjoy watching myself on TV, but I watched these and studied them as they went out to learn, to see what I was doing wrong, where I was getting a laugh, where I wasn't getting a laugh, bits of my body language that I was uncomfortable with, stuff that I liked, stuff I wanted to keep, stuff I wanted to junk. So I would go home and watch it. Certainly this series and the next series, probably the one after, I would go home and watch it. And also, here we go. I enjoyed watching myself on TV at the time because it was a novelty, because it was exciting, because it was a thrill, because this was what I had always wanted to do. This was what I had always wanted to do, and suddenly I'm doing it. So most of these I taped, but this series I probably taped. As we get later on, there are some episodes missing, but my mum taped them because my mum was really, really proud, of course. She never told me off for anything I did on this. There are only two things that I got told off for. One was when I had to mime smoking. She didn't know I smoked. I was a smoker at this point. I was smoking roll-ups. And there was a bit where I had to smoke in it. She hated that. And there was a bit where I made a joke about the Queen Mother. And I got a phone call the next day and she said, you went too far there. But she taped all of these, and Mark, who got in touch with me on Twitter, very kindly digitised them and put them all up on YouTube. So, but there are a few episodes missing.
Up 3 million already. There you go. So October the 1st.
We never got as many as 3 million. I seem to remember the most we ever got in terms of viewers. I seem to remember 1.7 million. It wasn't a big show. It wasn't a big show. I don't think we might have got to 2 million once. We might have got to 2 million, but I think it was 1.7. And towards the end, quite early on, the producers realised we got more viewers if Ali G was in it. So they would stagger. Ali G's team did less and less, partly because they were getting recognised, but partly because they didn't want to carry the show, which is how they saw what they were doing. And so they would stagger. So the episodes without Ali G, we'd get around 1 million, and the ones with Ali G would get like sort of 1.5, 6, 7, something like that.
First International Day of the Elderly, the start of the pheasant shooting season, and the swearing in of the elected Nigerian president. Quite a day in anybody's book. And here in the 11 o'clock show, we squeeze all its news into a single minute. Sir Paul Condon denies that police have a problem with racism, claiming they do it really well.
Now that's a good joke. That's a good joke, right? Some of these jokes are awful. Some of these do not stand the test of time. Some were awful at the time. Some are offensive, right? It's going to be a little bit of homophobia. It's going to be a little bit of racism. Get ready for it. Okay, get ready for it. And then some of them are brilliant. That's a good joke. Okay. You're having a timeout. Timeout. Do that again, you get blocked. Timeout. Timeout. Guys, come on. We'll talk about Sasha when we get to him.
Meanwhile, the BBC deny accusations of silence in the Lawrence family.
My son. Sorry, we seem to have lost Mr. Lawrence's sound there.
Stephen Lawrence. I mean, it's not a joke about Stephen Lawrence. So I've got a cat crawling in front of me now. It's not a joke about Stephen Lawrence, but still, it's Elephant and Castle. Interestingly enough, right, that's Elephant and Castle. And here at the bottom of this slope, there's a ramp that goes up. That's the shopping centre. That's where eventually we did most of the Vox Pops, because we met people who had a Vox Pops face. They had a Vox face. We became really good. VFX 86. Thank you for the subscription. We had slope. We got really good at recognising who would be good to approach and who wouldn't be good to approach. But we did a lot there. And up there in the top was a bingo hall. And I would be there with a microphone, a radio mic. And one day we got the head of the bingo hall, the manager, came out and said, is there any chance... didn't you do them outside the post office near London Bridge Station as well? Asks Shand in the chat. Yes, we did. The manager or a security guard or something from the bingo hall came out and said, guys, is there any... How long are you going to be? Probably about another 35 minutes. Is there a problem? Yeah, it's just that your mic is operating on the same frequency as ours and it's coming out over the bingo. Came out over the bingo. So Stephen Lawrence.
The BBC deny accusations of silence in the Lawrence family.
Elephant Castle again. It's a joke about the police. It's a joke about the police. It's not a joke about Stephen Lawrence. That's fine. I'm fine with that. It's a joke about the police. Welcome all the new viewers, by the way. This will be put up on YouTube at some point. I suspect I'm going to put it out as a podcast as well. And if you want to subscribe, if someone could type in the subscription information into the chat, that would be really helpful. You don't have to, it's free, but if you want to subscribe with Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch account. I get a few quid, doesn't cost you a penny. Otherwise, you can pay to subscribe or you can donate bits. We're all good. Thank you. Oh, now, this is the video. Not quite sure what's happened here. This is. Here we go. We're in. Hey, I found a whistle. Thank you for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it.
As Tony Blair and his wife decide to renew their wedding vows, observers say Sherry Blair is not looking her best.
Come on. Come on, guys. It's a gag.
Police crack down on shoplifters, but sex shops are to be made exempt as customers often leave with a bulge in their clothes. 11-year-old eco-warrior threatens more dirty protests after getting his entire school to take part in a mass bedwetting.
11-year-old, so they'd be, that was 22 years ago. They'll be 33 now. And there's Ali G. And look, it's Ali G looking very, very straight. You wouldn't think that much of him. As he gets further, as we get into the next series, the clothes get more and more outrageous. But
coming up in the show, the Channel 4 Voice of Youth raps with Tory MP.
That's Andrew Newman there in that little video there. Andrew Newman was one of the producers, didn't really like me, didn't really want me on it, but then grew to like me, and then we had a big falling out. He then went on to be, I think, commissioning editor at Channel 4, head of comedy at Channel 4. Then he was really high up in BAFTA. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's got his own production company, but really clever. He basically, as far as I remember, these are my memories, right? He pretty much came up with the Ali G character. Someone will tell me that's not true. He pretty much, he certainly refined it. If he came up with the name.
Eddie Taylor.
What about Holland? Will they still speak in Dutch? Don't tell me. Give me a clue. Dutch.
And
that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful. The Ali G stuff.
Tommy Vance gives us a blast from the past from this day in history.
Who's that breaking the news? Jesus Christ.
It's just cut to a picture of David Icke reading the news. Jesus Christ. There we go.
Right. Well, it's that next best thing.
Very funny. Here we go. Now, it might be one of my Vox Pops now. Let's see where it goes. It's an ashtray on my table, I think, yeah?
In America today, the clean-up operation after the havoc wrought by Hurricane George has begun in earnest. In Mississippi and Alabama, wind speeds reached up to 150 miles an hour, putting out many of the state's burning crosses. Despite the damage to property, human casualties in Alabama have been light. We was lucky, said the governor.
I mean, some of these jokes, and it's not... I mean, they're not even that... Sorry, my cat's sticking around. It's not even that funny at the time. He executive produced the Sasha show, yeah. You know, and it's not getting big laughs. Later on, the producers had absolutely no qualms about beefing up the laughter. I don't think they did it here very much. Because there's big... Well, in fact, they can't have beefed up the laughter because otherwise they would have done something with my intro. So I think that was going to be... Dude, what are you doing? My cat's being an idiot. I think that was going to be part of the thing, was that they were going to write and film the show on the same day, and they weren't going to do anything with... they weren't going to put in canned laughter. Later on, they certainly did put in... There's canned laughter. Laughter from the audience. They moved it around and boosted it. Stu says in the chat, did the audience ever get prompted to laugh? Yeah, you always at comedy shows, you get a floor manager go, kind of tell people when to clap and to laugh. Podry says, as writers, did you guys all look and hope to emulate the Day-to-Day and Brass Eye? I like the 11 o'clock show, but them other two shows have been immortalised. I think the 11 o'clock show was before Brass Eye. Well, certainly after the maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It was certainly after the Day-to-Day. It was certainly modelled on the Day-to-Day. And I was not so much in this. That's who I was channeling in that series. Brass Eye was before the 11 o'clock show, was it? Thank you, Dave. What was I saying? I was channeling Chris Morris there before... later on, I mean, they were writing it like Chris Morris stuff for me, and I wish someone, because I didn't know what I was doing, right? And I wish someone had taken me to one side and said, right, do you know what? We're going to spend a week. We're just going to spend a week reading scripts, and we're just going to try and find your voice. I didn't find my voice until about 5 years after the 11 o'clock show. I'm only just getting it now. I'm only just getting my voice now. Pats, you're going to have to move out of the way, darling, because I'm trying to do this.
Local hospitals have reported a few minor injuries. 7 or 8 people. You can count them on the fingers of one hand.
Brendan's got very strange hair there. For a man who's going bald, that's a very strange hairstyle.
Thank you, Deputy Dog. As for George, it's been downgraded from hurricane to tropical storm. Although, as far as we're concerned, it lost much of its power when we found out that it was actually called George with an S. Not George, no, George. George we could buy. George is rock. George is a mate. George buys you a beer. George serves it to you with a lacy dolly underneath.
Are you calling my hurricane a poof?
It's a satire. It's a satire, but still unusual to hear that word, huh? I did tell you. But it's a satire. It's a joke on that kind of... Well, no, it's not getting him cancelled, because that's what tough guys would say. That's what tough guys would say. You calling me a... You calling me a... That. You calling me a... So that's what it is. But yeah, it's unusual to hear that word.
Yes, it twists the other way, if you know what I mean.
Hurricane should be called things like Dave or Steve, but look at the names of this year's storms. Alex, Bonnie, Charlie, that's Charlie spelt E-Y.
Fred's been like doing TV and comedy for years at this point, and you can tell, man. You can just, you can tell he's so much more confident. He's so much better at reading the auto cue. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's in complete control of him. The material may not be the best, but he's got far more confidence than me or Brendan had. But I quite like Brendan's kind of laid-back attitude.
You can bet if it was spelled I-E, they'd dot the I with a little smiley circle. Danielle, Errol, Francis, and now Georges. It reads more like a guest list at a wine tasting. How hard would it be to have names that really scare people into action? Hurricane, my girlfriend's just Mr. Period.
So let that one sink in for a little bit, shall we? So these are hurricane titles that are supposed to scare you. That's quite funny. Is a photo of Jagger in the background, yeah. Is a photo.
Hurricane, was that lump there yesterday? Hurricane, that story where that woman had spider eggs laid in her cheek and they hatched and crawled all over her face and I was really frightened.
That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Me. It's going to be me now.
Yesterday, the IRA made their first appearance at a party conference since the Brighton bombing.
Oh, I'm going in with the IRA. Not my strongest point. It looks like I'm growing a moustache there. I'm not. Look at that hair. Here's what people don't get. Right? I'm playing a character there. I'm doing a character. Right? And no one has ever got the fact that I'm playing a character. That isn't me. I mean, yes, I had that hair, but I'm playing a character. And no one ever got that. Anyway, here we go. Go straight in with the IRA. Here we go.
Laid in her cheek and they hatched and crawled all over her face and I was really frightened.
Here we go.
Yesterday, the IRA made their first appearance at a...
Look at that shirt as well. That's like an inch too big, that shirt collar.
Party conference since the Brighton bombing. And Tony Blair met with Jerry Adams, who claimed that he could not order the IRA to give in their weapons. Here's me earlier on film on a street now.
So if Jerry's unable to deliver IRA decommissioning, the so-called troubles in Northern Ireland are not as over as we first thought.
Do that again. Where is that? Where's that church? Where is that? Don't know where that is.
I'm here to find out what rubbish the ordinary person on the street has got to say on the subject, and whether they know what to do if they came face to face with a bomb. There is...
Right, that's Borough. That's the post office. We were talking about that. Is that Borough? Anyway, yeah, that's Borough, just opposite Borough Market. We used to do a lot of the post office there. Got some really good Vox faces. I suspect at some... I don't remember this one. I suspect at some point I'm going to carry a bomb. I suspect.
Talk to help the situation will be to have Catholics and Protestants competing in a TV-style sort of game show, like It's a Knockout, Gladiators, or Krypton Factor. Would that be a good idea? A good way to solve the problems?
Maybe, yeah.
What about 15 to 1?
I don't know what 15 to 1 is.
Sorry?
I don't know what 15 to 1 is.
It's a competition where there's 15 people.
This is improvised. These bits are improvised, right? And I start to relax. So I've 15 to 1. I don't know what it is. So then I think, and I do this now, I think I'm about to go into really specific details as to what 15 to 1 is. I used to love doing stuff like this.
What about 15 to 1?
I don't know what 15 to 1 is.
Sorry?
I don't know what 15 to 1 is.
It's a competition where there's 15 people standing behind, and William G. Stewart stands there and asks each one of them a question. In the first round,
There we go.
they lose 1 round. In the third round, they nominate each other.
That's funny. This is what I used to like doing, right? Was going off the script, off the questions, and improvising. And that went on for ages. That would have been 4 or 5 minutes of me telling him the rules of 15 to 1. I bet he comes back with no.
You've got 15, they're down to 3 people. The one is the winner. 15 to 1 is the winner.
That sounds fine.
Would it help?
That's funny. That's funny, right? Whimsical, exactly. Whimsy. Before it got the show, as the series progresses, gets meaner and meaner and very nasty. This is nice and charming.
For example, if we sent the Chuckle Brothers over
There we go. So we're going to send the Chuckle Brothers to Northern Ireland.
15, they're down to 3 people. The one is the winner. 15 to 1 is the winner.
That sounds fine.
Would it help, for example, if we sent the Chuckle Brothers over there to do a cabaret with a unionist theme?
I don't know. There's got to be extremes on both sides who are not going to enjoy it.
I mean, would it help if we sent Joe Pasquale or the Chuckle Brothers over there? Would that help the situation in Northern Ireland?
Might help.
Which would be the most successful, Joe Pasquale or the Chuckle Brothers, do you reckon?
Chuckle Brothers.
The IRA may become...
I mean, it's not a great one. This is our second day, and we would have filmed that in the morning. And this is basically now just me doing gags and people going, yeah. You know, that's what the majority of this seems to be, is me saying some funny things, the other person going, yeah. Now, here's what you got to know. This is before Big Brother. This is before any of those kind of things. So there was still, in 1998, there was still a naivety around TV. And a bloke in a suit doing a posh voice and a camera, people would still kind of trust it. People would still trust it, which is how we got away with a lot of it. Obviously, a lot of people hadn't. This was episode 2, so only 1 episode had gone out. So evening, David. So people didn't recognise me. It became harder as we got more recognisable, but not impossible. We just picked people that looked like they would never watch Channel 4. And I mean, this isn't particularly funny, any of this, is it really? But
it's the party. Who do you think they should get?
Let's go back.
The Chuckle Brothers over there. Would that help the situation in Northern Ireland?
Might help.
Which would be the most successful, Joe Pasquale or the Chuckle Brothers, do you reckon?
Did anyone take it the wrong way and get physical, says Sloop? Yeah, one person, one old guy, saw me in the shopping centre in Elephant Car, said, I know who you are, you prick. And he went to punch me. But he tried to punch me in slow motion. No one got physical. I got abuse. I got, told to F off. And I got people laughing. Got a lot of people laughing. Talk about trigger happy. About halfway through one of the series, we got told to change the style of the Vox Pops. Dom Jolly worked on this show. You'll see Dom Jolly a bit later on. We got told to change the style of the Vox Pops. And then about 6 months later, Trigger Happy came out.
Chuckle Brothers.
The IRA may become a political party. Who do you think they should get for their political broadcasts?
Father Ted or something like that.
Father Ted would be good.
Oh yeah, he's dead, isn't he? I forgot that.
One of the new measures they may introduce is bomb disposal training for everyone in the country.
If you trained me to defuse a bomb, wouldn't you be also training me to make one in the first place?
No.
I like that for 2 reasons, right? Because I think I'm about to give this gentleman a bomb. He was being very serious, that guy, being very, very serious. In one of these Vox Pops at some point, we voxed Mad Frankie Fraser. But irrelevant to this. He's being very, very serious. And this is what I do on the radio show a lot now, is I play dumb. I love playing dumb. I love playing dumb. No. Enflix. I love playing dumb. And I do it a bit here, but I hadn't quite got the hang of it. I wish I'd done it more.
Wouldn't you be also training me to make one in the first place?
No. What we've got here is actually got a mock bomb.
We've got a mock bomb! Oh! So there's an old man holding a bomb.
Bang! Let's cut the green. Quickly. 1. Yes. That was just in time. That was exactly the right one to do. The green and yellow every time. Now, you've just saved your friend's life. You saved everyone's lives here, the fruit stall, everything. How do you feel about that?
That's quite good, because I'm an electrician, so I'm proud of that.
You should have got it right.
Well, not really. It's completely different bomb disposal.
That's a great line. We should have got it right. Nah, not really. It's completely different bomb disposal. Imagine that. We can laugh at this. Yeah, of course we can. Stu's asking, if this was today, armed police would be there in minutes. Can we actually laugh at this? Yes. I cannot believe that I'm stood opposite Borough Market, where, of course, there was a horrendous terrorist attack, handing people a bomb. I'm wearing goggles.
Bang!
Shit. Still got that watch. Same style watch. There's now I'm in IRL live trolling. I'm now. It's a close up of a bomb, which is very obviously taped to me. Now this is a different time, right? This is before suicide bombers. Before suicide bombers. But even I'm shocked by this. I think this looks funny.
This is Ian Lee for the 11 o'clock show.
I'm wearing a bomb. Pre-9/11.
Ian, I think we should let the people at home know about bomb disposal.
Yeah, I said on the film that if you want to dispose a bomb, you cut the green and yellow wire. I haven't got a clue. I just made it up. I don't really know. Sorry.
I haven't got a clue. I made it up. I mean, no, sorry. I quite like that voice. I don't know why I stopped doing that. Yeah, but suicide bombers. Yeah, no, in this country. Suicide bombers in this country. Of course, we've had kamikaze pilots, if you want to go back that far. But yeah, in this country, the majority of people had not heard of suicide bombers.
And it's different from electricity?
Yes.
Good. In a bid to get a life back on track, Louise Woodward, the woman who brought new meaning to the phrase bouncing baby boy...
Louise Woodward, of course. She was a regular kind of mention on this. She was a nanny in America who was charged with murder or homicide or manslaughter about... It wasn't coke at this point. Okay, Serenity Wild. That's great. Thanks very much indeed.
She had her first lecture at the South Bank University, where she's studying for a degree in law.
Louise is hoping eventually to become a lawyer and is looking forward to being just an ordinary, normal student.
Now, this, I didn't like... Here's the thing, right? Doing this stuff... that's the first one this episode that's probably made me go, oof. I had nothing to do with the writing of the stuff in the studio, and I would come in and would kind of just read it a couple of times and do it. And I never, even later on, I never had the confidence... Stu, no, Stu, I'm not... Here's the thing. Stu's saying, oh, no, man, fast forward this shit. No. We're going to watch all of it. Here's the thing. I told you. I warned you. But also, if I skip this bit, right, the next bit someone else might not like, and the next bit someone else might not like. We're watching all of it. There's no point. Thank you. Are you sitting comfortably? For the subscription. Stu says, I just mean the Louise Woodward stuff. No, because you don't like this, right? The next bit someone else might not like. We skip all of it. We either do all of it or we skip all of it, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm proud of all of this stuff. I'm not saying I stand behind all of this stuff. Not at all. I think it's interesting to watch it. Also, on a personal level, I'm finding it really cathartic. Because this is like... Yeah, but it's sort of weird. I didn't know. Stu, you have the option to not watch. You have the option to not watch. You have the option, if you're listening to this on the podcast, You have the option. I'm not apologising. I've not said sorry yet, Generation 2 Games. Thank you, Lady Bobbins, for the subscription. You have the option to stop listening or to stop watching, right? I'm going to watch all of this because this happened. This happened. This went out. This is part of my history. And so, did we get any complaints? Loads, but they kept most of the complaints away from us. Kept most of the complaints away from us. We'll talk about the complaints later on. We'll talk about the complaints later on because a lot of them kept away with us. And also, kind of when the series started properly next year, that was like the beginning of internet forums for us anyway. I like that this discussion is happening as well, David. Definitely. Kind of like in 1999, people set up some internet forums, and that's when it got actually quite upsetting for me because people would write on the internet forums that I was shit. And they've not been timed out, Stu. Why would you be timed out? No one's timed out. So we'll talk about the internet forums, and we will talk about the posts that we got and things a little bit later on. So this happened.
Apparently her first day has been rather difficult. When people asked, what did you do in your year off? She had to reply, I shook a baby to death.
Maybe Stu was right. Thank you, David, for the subscription. I don't stand by that joke. I can't stand by that joke. I can't stand by that joke. I would never make that joke now. At the time, I was 25. I was fearless. I was an idiot. I said it. I mean, what can I say? I said it. I'm surprised by that. I don't remember that. I thought it got nastier. We're going to see Paul Garner in a minute. I thought it got nastier as we went on. She was found innocent, yeah. She was found innocent of murder.
An ordinary, normal student. Apparently her first day has been rather difficult. When people asked, what did you do in your year off? She had to reply, I shook a baby to death.
Straight face, holding that face to camera. Holding that face to camera. Holding that face to camera. Look at that. Holding it. Holding it. Holding it. Holding it. Holding it. Holding that face to camera.
At first, Louise's fight to get a place in a law course didn't go too smoothly. These are the scenes in her hometown of Elton where her fans heard the news that she hadn't got into her first choice, Loughborough.
Paul Garner.
We've come to a decision, and on this occasion, we will not be offering Miss Woodward a place at Loughborough University.
Okay, that was Paul Garner. That was Paul Garner, who's a good friend of mine, and he did a lot of funny vox pops and films on this. Then he got the boot, I think. Great writer. He is Chaz Hodges' son-in-law from Chaz and Dave. Evening, Ollie. And Mrs. Ollie. God, we're only 8 minutes in, and we've been going for an hour. Right.
Eventually, she got a place at South Bank University, and at Freshers' Week ball, she vowed to hit the floor with the kids and get smashed off her skull.
The new slimline Louise has opted against the traditional greasy student food available in the college canteen in favour of a strict diet plan she learnt in the States. It's the one where you have a shake for breakfast, a shake for lunch, and by evening you could really murder something.
I mean, Jesus, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible when it's mean and it's nasty. But here's the thing. Paul Garner did a lot of stuff for Chris Morris, yeah. Paul Garner did a lot of stuff for Chris Morris. It's interesting. Some of you are finding this funny, which is okay. And yeah, this is it. You get a joke and you just keep going for it. Should be the universal reaction. I mean, how do I feel watching that? I feel really uncomfortable. I feel a little bit upset, a little bit nauseous. I'm not going to say sorry for it again. I got told off for saying sorry too much in the last stream. It's uncomfortable. What boots am I wearing? What am I wearing? Look how skinny I am. This was before cocaine, and I am so skinny. What's the name of that producer with the dreadlocks? He came and saw the show and loved it. And she was found innocent, Podry. What was the name of the guy with the producer guy with the dreadlocks? He came and saw the show and described me as no, TV producer, Levi Roots. Oh, what was his name? Comedy producer. Did the trombone sketch. Victor Lewis Smith. Thank you. Victor Lewis Smith. He came and saw the show and he liked it. He was a fan of mine. He described me as a funny cadaver, I think, or something like that. So, let's carry on.
Good luck to her in her new career. Let's hope she makes a killing in the city.
The German government announced this morning that it's melting down €3 million coins because of a design fault. Every day it seems that there is more chaos at the heart of the EU. So let's go over to our European Affairs correspondent, Wim van der Laan, to learn of the latest lunacy that's being sprouted from the mouth of Brussels.
Now, he's actually out there in Brussels, not live. They would have had like 2 days out there and filmed all of that. Bish bash bosh, I think is the phrase. And he, of course, is the voice of the captain in the Octonauts. He's the voice of the meerkat. He is the Geordie in Alan Partridge. He is a very wealthy man.
Here today in Brussels, the European Commission announced that to be in line with current European practices, each member state must now produce one chocolate bar and one fizzy drink, the name of which is a rude word to another country. The Austrians will produce...
That's funny! That's fine. I mean, it turns out we were part of the problem, and that's, I'm to blame for Brexit. But that's funny. Listen to that. That's a delicious, delicious gag.
In with current European practices, each member state must now produce one chocolate bar and one fizzy drink, the name of which is a rude word to another country. The Austrians will produce nip kiss, which I cannot even tell you what it means in my language. And if you British were to come to my country, I would like you to eat shit and die. Then if you are thirsty, you must now drink from my dirty cock.
What I'm really laughing at as well is that there'll be someone under there lying down or kneeling down, passing him up the new things. Player well known, thank you for the subscription. 3 months, thank you.
How do you like the taste of that, yeah?
Is that true, Vin?
Sadly, no. I have been pulling the wool over your bollocks.
Then why are you saying this?
Because we're Europeans and we hate you British.
But I'm not British. I don't have a bowler hat or an umbrella, and I've never been buggered by my headmaster at school.
There's time yet, Brendan.
Isn't it funny? That got a gasp. The being buggered by your headmaster at school got a gasp. Nothing else has so far.
This right here is the new Cosmopolitan with Pamela Anderson on the front. Nothing wrong about that, you might think, except that Cosmopolitan have admitted that the picture has been airbrushed to make her breast look smaller. And if you look closely, as I have, you'll see for yourself. It's a growing trend. In fact, a number of people are now suggesting that this picture of Anthea Turner on the cover of Tatler has also been doctored in some way. Well, we can settle the issue. The 11 o'clock show has exclusively obtained the original undoctored version of the photo, and here it is.
It's a nice gag. I mean, none of these are really standout, funny. There's some, I mean, come on.
Well, we'll be back after the break when you can see this.
Ali G coming up.
Yeah. They call me Mr. Bombastic, reggae fantastic. Come back in the second half because I'm going to be talking to Teddy Taylor MP about Europe. Keep it real.
Genuinely slightly worried No. We're not having that language, Jack. We're not having that language. We're not having that language. It's a timeout. One more and it's a ban. All right? One more. I'm genuinely worried about whether I'm going to get a legal challenge from Sasha for showing this. I Instagrammed that I was doing this, and I linked him in it, and I'm really worried. Sasha is the one I think who could get litigious about me showing this. Sasha is the one I think could be litigious. More so than the channel, more so than Ricky, maybe Daisy. I don't know. So we'll have to see, but that does worry me a bit. Now, we might have one of these interstitials where we come back from the break and it's me has like a newspaper service. Stand it! And these were great fun to film, right? We filmed at the roundabout in Hammersmith, and it was me stood there, stand it! We filmed for about 2 or 3 hours, and I would basically, with my excellent peripheral vision, would be able to see people coming, and I would make up a headline about them. I don't know if it's on this. It was certainly in the last one.
Hundreds of school children stolen by women wearing glasses and brown wax jacket.
That's quite funny. That's quite funny.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock show, bringing you today's news nicely. And thanks very much for coming back after the break. We're glad you weren't tempted by Phil Collins Live by request on ITV. After all, who wants to listen to a middle-aged bald git wittering on?
M says it's very trigger happy. We did it first. We did it first.
Europe chaos in store. That was the headline on the front of today's Sun, as the Bank of England warned that things can only get worse. But does everybody really understand what European Union will be like? Here to help us figure it out is Channel...
Isn't that funny? They didn't retake that. Because they were so... It was a real thing to film, to write and film and edit a comedy show in one night. So we filmed this, I didn't go out live, we filmed this at 7:30 at night, 7:30 till 9. Then they had 2 hours to edit it. And quite often they would be editing the second half while the first half was going out. But I'm surprised they didn't pick it up there.
Four's official voice of youth, Ali G, talking to top Tory MP and Eurosceptic Teddy Taylor.
Yeah, you don't stop. It goes out to the crew up top.
Here we go.
Wicked. We is here with Teddy Taylor, MP for Southport, and he is a Tory, and he is talking to us about Europe, because it's time we know about this Europe tin that we're hearing about every day.
Isn't that funny? 2 days after we leave Europe. This.
So who else is in Europe first off?
Well, the countries that are in Europe, for example, are countries like Spain, like...
Now, on there, they will have a lot of written questions that are gags. They'll have a lot of straight questions. The way you would do this is you'd have someone for half an hour, 40 minutes, and a lot of it would be straight interview, and then you'd throw in the really ridiculous stuff.
Germany, like France, like Finland, and you'll find there's some countries, of course, that haven't joined.
Reading the script.
And the interesting thing is...
Most of them is crap countries, though.
Well, I don't know if they're crap countries. Some of them are very good countries.
Is Jamaica in Europe?
Jamaica's not there in the Commonwealth, and it's really
Is that
sad
not
because-
racialist, though, that they is not...
Well, no, they say basically that only
Very
people
funny.
can join the European countries. An awful lot of the decisions are made in what's called horse trading. You support me in this one, and I'll support you in this one.
What do you mean with horses?
No, horse trading, just basically, look, Ali, I want to get this thing. I don't want a Euro plug. So will you vote with me to stop the Euro plug, and I'll vote with you on something else?
And where do the horses come in?
The horse might be saying, no Euro plug, and in exchange they'll say, well, we want more money for this, or more money for that, or more power for this.
So the horse... The horse is at a meeting? Where? So will it be all right to kill someone like you can do in Denmark?
Well, the MPs in on the interviews? No. Did the interviewer know beforehand? Know what? No, they just turned up. They told they were being interviewed for the phrase we had to use, right? Because we couldn't say the 11 o'clock show. How we want to interview for the 11 o'clock show? We would say the Ali G stuff is very dated, says Rob. I think this is hilarious. What we would say is the lawyers, when we were asking all the Vox Pops, after I'd interviewed them or spoken to people, a researcher would then ask them to sign a release form, and we would say we are filming for a late night topical comedy show. We kind of mumble the word comedy, and with emphasis on topical. Because about a year, shortly after this, the name 11 o'clock show became synonymous with taking the piss out of people and winding people up. Did it get harder to get people over time? Yeah, it did.
One of them countries, Denmark or Sweden.
Well, Sweden, I don't think they've got lots of murders there, but the only thing is...
Yeah, that's the one. So what about the pornos? Would that still be legal in Amsterdam?
Well, it's going to be very difficult indeed, quite frankly, as the borders go down to try and accept a difference in policy.
So will I still be able to buy stuff with, dogs and women or whatever in Amsterdam? Is that going to be illegal now?
Oh no, you'll still be able to do that. But the whole question is it going to have the same law for Europe?
So we could start getting pornos of that quality coming
if the European Council of Ministers decide that the same rules should apply throughout Europe.
Aren't there any good things about it though? Like I don't know, the ladies, like everyone knows we've got a lot of mingers here. And, you get some Swedes, whatever, and because they is easier and less frigid.
You can see why Ali G took off. He's brilliant. I'd met Sasha before. I'd met Sasha twice. I'd done an open spot at a comedy gig he ran in a pizza restaurant in West London somewhere, like West Kensington or something. And Ardal O'Hanlon was on the bill. I was the open spot. I was very nervous and I threw up. I remember it really well. I was very nervous and I threw up. And I did an open spot and I killed it. And he was doing it as Sasha. Dennis Pennis was before this, yes. He was doing this as Sasha. He was doing the stand-up gig as himself. And I'd killed it, and I did my whole 10 minutes, and I killed it. And I walked off, and he came on and goes, do you guys want to see some more of Ian? Ian, come back. And I didn't have any material left. I'd used it all. So I had to do 5 minutes of just nothing. And then I phoned Sasha up afterwards, and he said he'd get me in for a paid gig, and he never did. This is maybe 2 years before this. And then I also saw him at the comedy club that was in Hammersmith. Big old comedy venue, closed down now, of course. And he was doing an act. I saw him in the toilets afterwards, and he died on his ass. Right. But he was doing an act where he was dressed as an Arab, just dancing. To like... And that was it. I can't remember what it was. A very weird act, and he died. So I've met him a couple of times.
You're quite better looking for a girl in Southend. Southend and Sea is the place where the loveliest girls are.
Me had a look around, man.
Proper laugh. He's proper laughing there. Every now and then you see him proper laugh.
I must say it's the nicest place in the world, Southend.
It's nice, but the girls is not rocking, man. If you want to join Europe, make sure you have a BRIAN, know what you is doing before you throw it all away. Big shout.
Done that long time ago. Well done.
Respect.
Yeah, that's nice. Patty said, did we ever see him while filming the show? Yeah, at this stage we did. In the build-up to this, we've been working on this all summer. And, saw him a lot. And got on really well with him. But then very, very quickly, pretty much by the next series, the Ali G camp. I mean, they were separate anyway, but they were all in the same building. But then I think they might have even had an office somewhere else. They were separate. That's my cats. They were separate. And we didn't really see much of the Ali G people. So it was Ali G, Dan Mazer. I don't know if Dan was producing it at this stage. I think Andrew Newman was producing it at this stage. But then Dan Mazer kind of took over. And,
After months of anticipation, today finally saw the launch of Sky TV's digital television service. Now, viewers lucky or rich enough to have coughed up for a decoder unit will have the choice from a seemingly infinite number of new channels.
But just what is digital TV?
Oh, this I seem to remember being funny. I remember a gag about the Milk Channel. And there's a gag as well about a Dutch version of the 11 o'clock show, but I don't think that's in here. Patty, could you get out of that plastic bag, please? Patty! Thank you. Here we go.
Well, digital radio has been on air for a month now, and listeners say the sound quality is quite amazing. For instance, here's John Humphreys on this morning's Today programme. And if you listen carefully, you can pick up the most incredible detail.
Lord Hattersley was the deputy leader of the old Labour Party. Were things really that different then, Roy Hattersley?
I think we're very different as far as lobbyists are concerned. I happen to believe that the Prime Minister is one of the most honest and one of the most sincere.
I remember the real magic roundabout. It was wonderful, Dougal and Zebedee and Brian and all of those. Anyway, here's the weather.
But I don't know what was happening there. Was he taking heroin or masturbating? What was he doing there? I didn't really understand that. But also, notice how he was doing coke. That wasn't coke, because he was carrying on talking. He was chopping coke. Okay. But notice how slow that gag is. That's a slow setup for a not great payoff.
Material and screen match the quality it's broadcasting. The new service will feature channels such as UK Gold 2, which will broadcast leftovers from UK Gold 1. So good news there for fans of Triangle and Tucker's Luck.
Do we need so many new channels? We've got our hands on a decoder and a program guide, so we can have a flick through and make our own minds up.
Just your audio man, Pete, although you won't hear this. There lived a man in Russia long ago. He was big. I can't remember. In Russia long ago, he was big and. Hang on a minute, we'll get there. Got to be careful. The show is here. There lived a man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong and he didn't know the words. Yum be dee 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 dee. Be dum bum be da ba da da do do do. Rah rah Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. He had the time and he got his go. Rah rah Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. He did the band and do 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 do. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. He knew the sandman, he knew the scar. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. He took me down, do. For me, it's the move from B minor. So you go, just go around. Hang on. B minor, then to B. You see, it's triumphant. So, B minor, ra ra B, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. He had it how he had to scar. Ra ra Rasputin, Russia over Lusher King. Seriously, someone learn the freaking accordion. Let's play. I got to do some songs. If you sign up today, between now and 1 p.m., you're going to get some songs, baby. You're going to get some songs, baby. Oh, baby, you're going to get some songs. I had a disappointing meeting with my psychiatrist. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it when my good friend Catherine Boyle turns up. Oh. Just being told, mods, just being told that, this is for the mods. Has said that they are not. Does that make sense? Has just said they are not. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, mods, that have been in the chat that have been in the chat, says they are not. Come in. I'm going to play some titles. Don't walk past yet. Don't walk past yet. Walk past now. You go past. Hello, ladies. Dum dim bam bam boom boom boom. There we go. Look what happened, huh?
Bonjour.
There's a cough for you there. I'm doing songs because I said I'd do a song for everybody that has signed up today.
Nice.
So I'm going to do some songs. What day is it today? What's the date?
Wednesday.
That's the date.
2nd.
Okay. All right. So I have more than this, but I've lost them. So here we go. There lived a man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong and he dun. Louis Griffiths, lover of the Russian queen. He was a dirty so-and-so. Louis Griffiths really was a love machine. Louis Griffiths is a dirty man. Louis Griffiths is a dirty man. Louis Griffiths is a dirty man. And Lulu McCoy is a dirty girl. Lulu McCoy was a dirty girl. She was a dirty girl. Lulu McCoy was a dirty girl. That song is quite rude. There we go.
I hope they don't mind being called dirty.
No, they are.
If they are dirty, they won't mind.
I thought there were more this morning, but maybe that's it. In which case, that's it.
There's been quite a few people declined.
That does happen. Because our followers are poor. For me, it's. We're just doing music theory here. For me, it's the move from the B minor. So we have to go round once to get the vibe. This is the B minor. The man in B minor.
That's nice.
No, but we've not done the beat. We've not done the
but I
bit.
like that bit.
But okay, listen again.
I like
Pieces of B minor, then we go to A, E, F sharp, and then B minor. But then you go to the B. Ra, ra. You see, it's that from the end. That's the end of the verse to the chorus. Ra, ra, Rasputin, Russian, bam, 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 bam. Bim, bum, 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 bim, bum, bum, bum,
a chord suspension and then it's a resolution.
It's time McLaren out, please. It's time McLaren.
Ow!
Wow, that's right. I don't actually know what happened. I didn't see it.
You bumped me around the head with your guitar.
Okay, so those are the songs. If you sign up, we are Jesus. We are £8 away from £9 away from getting £5,000 a month. There we go. I've said the figure out loud. I've
that's
said the
not
figure
each,
out
that's
loud.
between us.
That's between us. That's before tax. There lived a morning not too long ago. I can never do C to G7. Well, that's G is a C. There's G7. There's a D. There's an A. Then we go to A minor to make it sad. We go to E minor. It's sadder than that. Then we go to G, then we go to C, then we go to D, 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 D. I'm like that twat that did that thing about the orchestra for kids.
I mean, you could have stopped after I'm like that twat.
Okay, listen, don't give me that.
You-
Don't give me that bullshine.
You
And
proffered it, I'll accept it.
welcome to the show.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Hi. It's sunny. It's warm.
It's a short show. It's a 2-hour show, and we've lost 500 viewers. I was showing an old video of me watching the 11 o'clock, an old video of me watching an old video of the 11 o'clock show. We had 1,500 viewers, and they dropped like
Because
pieces
you
of
sang.
trash. Not today. Welcome. Welcome. Let's get the phone lines open.
Get them pumping.
I
and jumping.
need.
What do you need?
I need that bit of paper. I also need a bit of paper from over there because I took a bit of paper upstairs. Let me go and get a bit of paper from over there. Oh, you can speak to this guy.
Who's it? Oh, David. Dave. Oh, he's gone. Can't speak to him. Gone. Do you need this paper?
I need that. I need this one. He's ringing again. You could click the. Maybe you could click the answer button.
Didn't notice. I was looking for your things that you were asking me.
No. I said I was getting them. Maybe pay attention, please. Thank you. Speak to Dave.
Dave.
Oh, they can't hear you. Hang on a minute, because I've got so many blood. Just keep talking, Dave. Tell us what you have for breakfast, please.
Did you?
Okay, I guess, you keep talking. Cause
I like a jam sandwich. I think they're seriously underrated and undereaten, actually. It's the
Does
sort
the
of thing
job.
like cornflakes that I forget that I like, and then I'll rediscover
God,
them
yeah,
from time to time and
then
go,
you-
what the hell have I been doing?
What's that thing that happens where you find something and you just like to eat it every day for about a week?
Penis. Sorry, what was that? I missed the beginning of the thing. What was that?
I said there must be some sort of psychological thing where you find something you really like to eat and you eat it for about a week and you want to have it all the time, and then afterwards it makes you sick thinking
Penis.
about it.
Why? Keep missing the beginning and just getting the end, and then saying penis.
You meant
Penis.
that.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. What? Let's not worry about it because I'm gonna. Anyway,
But I know it. I know the feeling.
I'm giving a secret message to our mods in the Discord mod. So this is a secret message. Emailed and says they are not. Have you got that, mods who know have the mods from the disc? You get it. Okay, you've got it. Okay, good. It's a secret message for the mods. You've whispered me. Okay, hang on. Oh, Pete's whispered me. This is so exciting. There is things are afoot.
What's going on?
Empty your leg, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're playing the. I've had emails from 2 different addresses about 2 different things. One was asked, listen, can we just say, if you donate to the show, thank you. Thank you. No refunds, right? However, if you were to write to us and say, I donated last week, I donated 30, 40, 50 pounds, and just today I've just lost my job. Is there any way? We would be cold and say, no, we would be cold not to say, sure, of course, right? Any more, when we're looking at maybe 3 weeks, I think that's taking the pee a little bit, but still, we would prefer it if you wrote to us instead of launching an official complaint with PayPal saying you never sent that money. Because that makes us look like thieves. An official complaint to PayPal saying, yeah, can I get this money back because I never actually made this payment. Come on, man. Listen, if we no refunds on donations, right? No refunds on donations, except under really extreme circumstances. And come to us. Don't launch an official complaint with PayPal. Come on, man. And then don't pretend to be Two different people.
Wow. Okay.
That's my message to my fans this morning.
It looks like I missed quite a lot this morning.
That's my message. We only started about 5 minutes before you came.
No, but the thing.
That's my message to my fans this morning. If you want to donate, it's for college books and it's a kitten. There's a lot going on. Disappointing meeting with my psychiatrist. He's obsessed. Is that a new Patreon?
It looks like it, but I don't count them until they come through properly.
Oh, I count them on the email.
Sometimes you get the emails and then they don't ever appear.
I count them on the email. Hang on.
Sorry, Dave, you're still there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I believe you have content today, have you?
Here we go. We have an update. Hang on, it's saying they are. Wait, it said money.
Is my first in fish but not in sea?
You took.
I don't know what that means. First in fish, but not in sea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A bit of a gig tip for people out there who are into going out into the big bad world.
Let's. I mean, are you fully out now, or are you?
Yeah, I went to my first gig. Yeah, I went to my first gig last week, and it was a bit weird ordering drinks from an app rather than the bar that was 10 foot away from you.
Okay. And then how did it go? So you had to go to a person to get it, I take it, or
no, they brought it to you. There was an app called Butler, I think.
Nice.
And you had to you scanned the thing on the thing where your the QR code on your table, and ordered on the thing what drink you wanted, how much you wanted, and you paid for it, and they brought it to your table. It was all very civilised.
Well, it sounds great, and dare I say, might be a bit easier for the staff.
Yeah, they haven't got people waving £5 notes at them, and they haven't got to sort of go face to face with people who aren't wearing masks. So it was fairly civilised. I did enjoy it.
I mean, I'm hoping that some of these things stick around once we're quote unquote safe again. Although there seems to be new things popping up all the time. It's this bloody bird flu now that they're talking about in China.
Oh yeah, well
Well, girls are more susceptible to viri.
Just don't go on about it as much.
Well,
famously.
Well, Karen, I'm sending an email.
That's okay.
So you went to this gig and it was good. And apart from the drinks, which of course is fundamental, was the music good?
Music was good. It was really. They asked. It was Hannah White, who's a singer-songwriter, and a couple of my mates were in the band, which is probably the reason I went.
Nice.
To see them, and it was great. And she asked at one point, was it everybody's first gig? And it was everybody in the room's first gig since
whatever.
Since March 2020. Yeah, so it was quite exciting to hear music not coming out from speakers and being in the same room with it. It was
Did you feel
a weird feeling again.
Did you feel emotional?
Yeah, I did a bit, and I hugged my two friends, which was even more emotional because
So let's have this gig tip then. What's the next?
Mr. David McElmont.
Oh.
Yes, I do feel better. Yes, I do. I feel alright. I feel well
enough to tell you what you can do. Just a little memory tickler there for those who may have forgotten who that chap is.
I used to love that song.
Oh, okay, very, very clever, Dave. Very clever. We can all be listen. We can all be Peter Ustinov or Clive James, but we can't all
can we
be James McCartney. Okay, I've got a zit on my nose, and I'm cool with that. What I'm saying is, kids, you got zits in your nose?
Let it blow out, man.
Just go for it. I don't care. Dave, what do you want to say, please?
Anyway,
you've come on today to talk about penises and hugging. This is not a pervert phone line.
It actually is.
It is when you're not here.
Oh.
He's doing his Bowie show at Ronnie Scott's.
Goodbye, Dave. Goodbye. Peter, we missed Peter's call. I miss Peter. I like Peter a lot. Although I will be rude to him when he comes on, because that's how I show affection to my bros. My bros and my hoes.
No.
I meant my hosiery. First time I've ever said that word correctly. Yes. Pete's bell. Pete's ringing in now.
He's phoning us. He'll decide. He'll decide when the call is made.
He'll
Thank
decide
you.
if he's a bell end or not. Pete, are you a bell end? Yes or no?
I was sitting here waiting for it to flash up, and it didn't. So I thought I'd better just make the call
Used to
anyway.
be in bed.
Yeah, so I would like to get in on this 70s bands thing, please.
By the way, whoever's just done a donation, no refunds, right? But a little something for the Books for Kittens. It's not books for kittens.
I mean...
It's books for me, and it is kittens for her.
Although kittens like books. They're like sitting on books.
Holy
They're
shit,
like
Quiet
eating
Bloke,
books.
it's £40 and a penny. You can say it's for whatever you want. And Hazy, now Hazy gave us £20 yesterday and said don't spend it all on sweets. I didn't see that message. So I'm sorry, Billy.
Sweets.
You've got to get that quicker to us. Thank you. Thank you, Quiet Bloke. Thank you, Hazy. Pete!
Hello, yes, I would like to claim Boney M, please.
Oh, yes, man. Could you pass me a pen from the Pentacle?
Certainly.
The Pensacola. Punkatoni pill. Right, 70s bands, ladies and gentlemen. 70s bands. If you didn't get a 60s band, they are that door is closed. It will be open on Sunday night. I'm doing a radio show on here on Sunday night. There will be a brief transfer window where you can phone in and claim a 60s band, but until then, it's gone. 70s band. Pete would like Boney M.
Uh-oh.
Please, yeah.
You've just crossed Mandy, but you can deal with that. That's none of our business.
Mandy, what's your language in the chat, please? That's outrageous. Outrageous. I know you feel passionate. I know you wanted Boney M. You were too slow. You were too slow. It's as simple as that. Hang on a minute. We've got someone else calling in. Dave, you're through to Pete.
Hi, Pete. Are you controlling the 70s band at the moment?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Can I, before I was so rudely interrupted, can I have Mr. David Bowie, please?
That's not mine to give away, and he's not really a band, is he? He's just a bloke.
Mr. David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars, I'll have.
I remember fond memories of listening to my Mr. David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars LP. Yes.
You know what? I've got the reaction I wanted from Mandy. I would like to change my band if I may.
Afraid you can't do that, Pete. Once you're in, you're in. Once you're in, you're in. Hello, caller.
It's Mandula.
Well, on my screen it says it might be Mandula, and then a whole host of question marks.
Hi.
It's definitely. Is that Pete?
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah, it's Pete.
No, that's Gafford.
No, it's Tapeford. Hi, I'd like to talk about tapes and Doctor Who.
Can I have Boney M? Pete didn't want them.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Give me Boney M.
Pardon? I will
She
not.
said that before.
This is a family-friendly show.
Give me Boney up my M.
Who is this?
That's so mean. Pete, you're a mean man.
Yeah, I am, and I'm gonna.
Not you.
Well, no, I am. Oh, no. I'm related to him by the Ford family.
No, not in
Okay, good. All right, bye. Boring. They're still talking, by the way. That call is still live.
Well, they deserve that.
Right, now Stacey has said something.
What is going on? There's
What is
something
going
weird
with everyone?
going on.
My pledge in Patreon is no longer live. It's asking me to re-pledge. Is that right? Because it's paused for June. No. I would suggest that your payment card has been declined. So I'm going to look at the... Who is... Hang on a minute. Right, first of all, what do you want?
Hello there.
Hello.
We're busy. Hang on. Hang on. Hello, what do you want?
Hello there.
Hello?
Listening to the feed.
Morning.
We're busy. Right. Are you lot still banging on?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, we are. Hold on.
Honey.
Are you still banging on? Go away, please. Goodbye. Right. Let's find out if Stacey is still live. I don't really know my way around home. Patrons. Let's have a look. Relationship. We're going to go to our relationship manager.
Scoob, Catherine, when shortening your name, do you prefer Kath, Cat, Cathers, or K Bizzle? I prefer your Majesty. And don't take liberties with my name. There's the honest answer.
Your patrons, no paid bills, your payment history. It says that you're. I don't know. It says that you're live. I don't know. If you. I don't know.
How strange
is the question to that? That's the question to that? Are these lot still going on? Why don't they just hang up? No one's interested in them. They're losers. Hello.
Hold on, there's someone
Hello,
else.
guys.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Greg, really keen to hear what you've got for us.
Okay, yeah, I'd really like to play Dire Straits as a 70s band, please.
The Boney M's gone, whoever that is.
Let it go.
Boney M is gone.
No.
Okay, there's a more important call coming in. Hello, caller. Yes, hello. Yes.
Hiya, it's Mick Hughes. I'd just like to claim ELO, please, for the 70s.
Oh, a local boy. We got a local boy on the line.
Yeah.
We got a local boy. Is this Bevan?
Jeff Lynne's brilliant, and I used to go to school with the son of Kelly Crockett.
Did you really? I don't know who that is. I'm assuming he's the bass player in ELO.
He was, yeah. His kid was Chris Crockett, and he was primary school. Crikey, his dad. He was a new kid at the school. They must have moved around a lot.
Did you ever get to fly on the ELO spaceship?
Not quite. But when we were about 10, he was a new kid at school, and his dad pulled up outside the school gates in a pale blue Jag with ELO 1 or something like that, or KC ELO 1 on it, and I remember the first thing I went up to him, I said, "Hello, my name's Mike."
And he said, "Oh, I've cut you off. I cut you off. I was going to do the joke. I said hello, and he said, no, it's pronounced ELO.
Nice.
That's the joke.
Good. Get him back and do
Let's
it.
get him back. Lulu Squish, you've got the Seekers. You haven't got the new Seekers. Please stop being the bell. Everyone's getting on my nerves today. It's a short show. No, it's pronounced ELO.
Yeah.
I cut you off. Let's have the rest of your story.
I said, hi, Chris. I said, my name's Mike. I said, I know your dad's in ELO. Is there any chance that I can have a copy of the single Don't Bring Me Down, please? Because he was in the charts at the time.
Fair play.
And he looked at me, he said, I don't think it works like that, so I'll ask him now.
He should have worked like
That's
that.
a very mature response for a child of that age.
Should have bloody worked like that.
Yeah.
I've gone right off all of the children of ELO.
10-year-olds just having a chat about it. It was just brilliant. It was just to have him in the school, yeah.
Mick, you have got ELO. They're yours. I would suggest you go back in time and kill baby Jeff Lynne. That's my suggestion.
You don't like his production on the Beatles, do you?
No, I do not like anything he's done on the Beatles. Him and Phil Spector, the worst producers ever to get their hands on my beautiful babies, the Beatles. I love those guys so much. I want to suckle Ringo Starr on this boob and Paul on this boob, and they are boobs. They are bouncy boobs. They're yours. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, Dave. This is the third time you've been on. What is it?
How many bites of this cherry are you going to take?
I wanted to ask a serious question.
Oh, go on.
I just wanted to ask how you two are coping with the idea of going out again and doing stuff.
I'm fine. I'm fine because I have been out, in as much as I went to college for a lot of it. Didn't go for the second term over Christmas, but I was in college for a lot of it, from September to December last year, and we were sat in a room. And I've been out, I would go and pick up my kids, and the lockdown for me has not been the same as it has been for a lot of people. So I'm fine. I booked a holiday yesterday in this country. I'm getting on a plane till we got rid of the Indian variant and the goddamn Vietnam variant. There's a Vietnamese variant. Why is that finger not showing? Oh, there, it's on that hand. I was looking at that hand thinking there's a delay.
Yeah,
the second finger will pop up, but it's this. I'm looking at the wrong hand. No, I'm not. I'm looking at the... Which hand is...
Oh, my God, what is happening?
Okay, I get it. There's a Vietnamese variant. So, but I've booked a holiday. I booked a holiday in a very, very busy place.
I haven't. I'm not ready for holidays yet. I'm still in a kind of controlled way, quite happy to go and do stuff. I really enjoyed going to the cinema to see a really crappy film last weekend just because I was out of the house,
Was that The Conjuring, was it?
Yeah, oh my God, Dave. It's absolute horse shit. But
I saw the first one, it was pretty bad. So,
I don't think they're
Yeah,
disguised as anything.
we know you saw the first one, the one about the spooky doll. Absolutely.
I don't think they're disguised as anything other than BS, are they? But yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was crap. It wasn't too much crap. Like Congo crap, Anaconda, really too much crap. I couldn't bear it. But The Conjuring, whatever that was, it was okay.
I have to stop this for a Patreon. We've got a Patreon. We've got a brand new Patreon. If you do, why is that? There we go. If you sign up between now and the end of the show, you get the song on stream, and it goes like this. Craig Pine was a dirty man. He had the Queen of Russia last night. Craig Pine is a dirty man. He was a dirty man. There lived a man in Russia long ago. His name was Craigie Pine, and he was a dirty toad. He was having it all, left, right and centre, front and back. Wow. Craigie Pine was a dirty man. He was doing it with the Queen of Russia a long time ago. Craigie Pine was a dirty old man. Thanks for signing up to the £6.66 Patreon level. Anyone that signs up during the show today gets a song for them. And I've set the target. Actually, where are we now? Can you just check the target? We're going to update the target. This is a historical moment, Dave, and I'm so glad that you're part of this.
I mean, odds are he was going to be part of it. He's phoned us three times.
So many times.
Hey.
We are at 564 patrons, right? I reckon we can get 650 by the end of the month. I know it. Aim big. Aim big. And here's what I say to people, right? And I know you'll back me up on this, right? Oh, I can't afford it. I've been furloughed. I lost my job. Nana passed away because of COVID. Well, then, those aren't excuses. Those aren't excuses to not sign up to £6.66 or above. You're crazy, right? You got the Spotify. You got the Netflix, right? They're crap. The crap that Netflix and Spotify are pumping out on a daily basis. When was the last time you watched something good on Netflix? Not something that was okay. Not something that was, I filled an hour and a half. Something that was actually good on Netflix. It was before lockdown 2. It was towards the end of lockdown 1, beginning of lockdown 2. You're a piece of trash. My guarantee is you sign up to the Ian and Catherine. It's Netflix. It's our Netflix, but we call it Patreon. You sign up to that. I guarantee you will be balls deep, and I don't apologize for that language. You'll be balls deep in good stuff. There is no crap on there.
Or up to your ovaries, whichever.
There is. She speak lady. Yeah. I speak human. There is nothing.
No, humans have balls.
Because there are kids next door, but
they know about balls.
Crap
they know about balls
on that channel, and I'm calling it a channel. If you don't sign up, right, then you're a piece of trash. Cancel Netflix. Cancel Spotify, right? Sign up to us. We got good stuff on there, and it hasn't even fucking started yet. It doesn't start till July the 1st. I forgot to record this, bollocks. Right, the audio for this is going to go up this afternoon. You can listen to it on your phone as you're pouncing around, if you're going around to an anti-lockdown protest where they went inside a shopping centre and got the shopping centre shut down. You idiots.
Dicks.
You're those people. Sign up. Just sign up. Why would you not even... I was thinking about this yesterday. Oh, please sign... We're doing all this for like... Oh, please sign up. Say, forget stuff. Just fucking sign up.
We should just go. Bye then. Bye.
Just sign up.
If you can't take us at our word,
then sign up.
It's a shame.
If you don't sign up, you. That's it. That's all I got for you. I'm done. Dave.
Yeah, Netflix. You just go through the menu, don't you? That's all you do. You don't actually watch anything.
Yep. Well, I don't know if you know this, Dave. You can click on the programs and then actually see the whole program of the whole movie. You probably missed out that thing, but it's a piece of crap compared to what we are offering you. We are the Netflix of Ian and Catherine, and there is not one piece of crap on there.
Well,
it's all quality stuff. And that's how guaranteed to you. So just don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. You're not signed up and I hate you.
Oh, there it is.
Dave.
If I can't have David Bowie, can I have Queen instead?
You can have David Bowie.
Oh, I can have David Bowie.
Can
it be Mr. David Bowie and his Spiders from Mars, though?
Mr. David Bowie and his spiders from Mars. You got it. You got it. That does mean that now David Bowie does come with a caveat.
Uh-oh.
You have to go and polish his statue in Aylesbury once a week.
Polish it, did you say?
Polish it.
All right, okay.
You know, it plays music. It plays music every hour on the hour.
Yeah. I'll have to go and look at it again in case someone's thrown it in the river or something.
Well, I'll tell you what we can do. I'm going to cut you off. Goodbye. Let's go and have a look at the David Bowie statue now because it's got a webcam. David Bowie statue webcam. It's got a webcam.
We were standing near it the other day. We would have been on that webcam, but you weren't paying attention.
Here we go. It's one of those ones where it's a jitterbug. Jitterbug. I got the jitterbug into my heart. I had some disappointing news from my psychiatrist. He's a piece of trash. I'm going to sack that guy off. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's go to, this is the Aylesbury. It's very near me. Let's have a look. This is live. You can hear it as well.
Lonely Bowie.
David Bowie's got no visitors to his statue. Oh, that's not where... I thought the webcam was up here.
No,
where is this webcam?
It's in the middle, isn't it?
David Bowie's got no visitors to his statue.
Such a lonely Bowie.
It's such a crap. It's a crap you.
Some of the faces are all right and they look a bit like David Bowie, but some of them don't. No Bowie.
No one is walking past it today. No one is walking past David Bowie today, and that breaks my heart. There we go. There's someone. Is she going to look? Oh.
Yes, a little. No. Yes.
Oh, she's gone. Oh! No, she's gone.
Oh, she might do something. Oh, she's having a private moment.
Oh, this is great. This is great. This is it.
What I would love is, you know how sometimes, especially on a hot day, ladies, you can be walking along and your underwear is not quite
She's
right.
Giving a spritz. She's spraying herself, isn't she?
Yeah. So you get into a secluded area like that and you might just hoy your knickers out a little bit, thinking no one's watching.
She's doing. She's going to go and do a piss on Bowie, which he would probably have loved in the 70s and for some of the 80s. Reading it because you're waiting for someone.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great. This is great news. This is a time to be alive.
She's reading the sign that says, Earthly Messenger, David Bowie.
Okay, we'll come back to that at midday because you'll hear it play a really crap Bowie song. I wonder if she could hear us. That would be awesome. Hello?
She's saying, I said I'd meet him next to the Bowies, but there's no one here.
Hello?
He's a no-showy next to David Bowie.
Can she hear us, please?
Is she going to get a pie out?
Imagine if we saw Bowie goose her. But then he went back and we're the only ones that saw it.
It looks like she's standing in the damp area, doesn't it?
I can't see close enough. Here we go, she's gone. Okay. So my psychiatrist today, oh God, why is he so keen to sort out my bipolar before we get to sort anything else out? So he's upping my bipolar meds. And I said, but this ADHD stuff. Now he wants me to do the test to see if I'm ADHD. I've got to answer the questions.
Right.
But to answer the questions, I need someone who knew me as a child, but who was like 10 years or so. Oh, here we go. It's David Bowie himself. Look, he's come to have a look. The Thin White Duke is back.
Don't do anything dodgy, baby. You're being watched.
Couldn't care. So here's where we are with my psychiatrist. We're going from 50 milligrams of lamotrigine up to 100 for 2 weeks, then 150. Going straight in there. Going up there. Yes, man.
Right.
The quetiapine, just keeping that on 50. It's just bubbling along. And then I said, I really want to get involved in this ADHD meds. And he said, well, yeah, but some of it's a lot of them are stimulants. And I said, yeah, I know. But I want to try the meds. I want to see what it's like to have clear focus. Because I've spoken to so many people and read so many accounts of people that have got ADHD and have tried these meds and it's given them focus. I said, I want to try it. And he said, okay, well, why don't you do the ADHD like survey questionnaire thing, and then we can see exactly where. Oh, there's a lady taking a picture of David Bowie. I wish we could talk. I'd just press it. And go. Could you stop taking photographs, please? Thank you.
Who's she talking to?
Just don't take a picture of it. Read it now. Read it now. So I'm kind of thinking, but you said I had ADHD. I know I've got ADHD, and you said I had it, and now I've got to do the test. But he wants me to be on the bipolar meds for a few months. Jesus Christ. Before we look at the ADHD stuff. Ah, man, I'm really disappointed because I really wanted to focus on that. But that's the way it is. But do you want to have a quick look at some of the questions of the tests?
Yeah.
We can do it. We can do it now. But I need to. Could you pretend you knew me, but you were 10 years older than me at school?
I don't think that would be
Doesn't
morally
matter.
the right thing to do.
Well, that's the thing an ADHD would do, though. So that's that. Where did I downloaded it? So let's have a little look. Here's something ironic. It's called a diva test. That's ironic, all things considered. Right, let's get rid of Bowie because he's let's be honest, he's crap. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay, right, I've got to cut that out. 145. 145. We get doxed everybody that's called in. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Well, everybody was kung fu fighting. Right, so let's have a little look at this. So let's just go through this. This is the diva test. Diagnostic interview for ADHD adults. That's me. Hello there. Boring, 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 boring. I'm bored of this already. That's 5 points. Boring, but date of birth, that's not private. Example, right. Do you often fail to give close attention to detail? Blah, 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 blah. And how was that during childhood? So examples during adulthood, just then. Just then. Makes careless mistakes. Works slowly to avoid mistakes. No, I don't work slowly.
No.
Does not read instructions carefully, yes.
You don't like instructions.
Difficulty working in a detailed way, yes. Too much time needed to complete detailed tasks. I don't even know what that means. Gets bogged down by details, yes. Works too quickly and therefore makes mistakes, yes. Examples during childhood, I don't remember. Do you often find it difficult to sustain your attention or tasks? No, I mean, I'm bored of that already. So, I have to fill this crap in. There's 19 pages of C. Do you often talk excessively? Well, that's one no. I do not. So busy talking that other people find it tiring. Let's go over it. Let's get an honest response. Now, we're going to get an honest response from a good buddy here. But if she's too honest, then
exactly, I'm in dangerous ground.
Am I so busy talking that other people, you, find it tiring?
Honestly, sometimes not generally.
Be honest. I don't mind. I don't care.
Not generally in our private interactions.
Private time.
But sometimes
we have private time together.
Sometimes
we have private time. It doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean what you mean. It means watching homes, places in the sun, someplace.
But sometimes this happens.
Someday I'll find you.
A lot of
villa in Greece. We'll go for the weekend, won't buy.
A lot of time this happens.
Okay, so that's
You ask me a question and then you tell me.
All right. Known to be an incessant talker.
Or you sound like you're not interested.
I leave that over to my fans.
Sometimes that happens.
Finds it difficult to stop talking. I leave that to my fans. I should just give this to my fans. Not giving others room to interject during a conversation. Needing a lot of words to say. All of that.
Yeah, and then you'll go, talk then, Kath. And then I'll start and then you'll jump in again.
Okay, that was a little bit too real. That was real,
though. That's true.
That was a little bit too real. That was mean. That was mean-spirited. Do you often interrupt the activities of others or intrude on others? Activities. I've never seen you do an activity. That's different from talkings. I've never seen you do an activity.
You've seen me do activities?
What activity have I seen you do?
All right, so when we used to work in an office, sometimes I'd be doing activities and you would not respect that.
Activities. Being quick to interfere with others. Now you've got to be careful how you answer that. the whole. I don't want to get me too'd on HI9. Interrupts others, disturbs. Well, they've spelt disturbs wrong, so this test is invalid. Disturbs other people's activities. Comments from others about interference. Okay, whatever. Impairment on account of the symptoms. Here we go. Have you? In which areas do you have problems with these symptoms? Did not complete educational training needed for work. Tire quickly of a workplace. Pattern of many short-lasting jobs. What's the career I'm in? These short-lasting jobs. Underperforming at work, not achieving left work following arguments or dismissal. I mean, come on, guys. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in life. Now, we missed some phone calls, or rather, we were rude to some phone call lists. Alistair?
We weren't.
Got to play some adverts for the plebs, guys. There'll be no plebs from... there'll be plenty of plebs. There'll be no adverts from July the 1st.
Let's speak to Alistair.
I'm trying to click on that. There we go. Alistair will call you back.
Hello.
Hi.
Alistair, so lovely to talk to you. How may we be of assistance to you this morning?
I owe you an apology, I think.
Why?
Well, yesterday and the day before, I was a bit churlish on the phone, I think.
Very rude.
Were you?
You lost the kinks.
I think my churl level detector must be set pretty high.
Well, Ian knows my mind's all over the place at the moment with lots of things going on, and
he's invented a time machine, and he's unsure whether it's ethical for him to use it or not. Sorry, Alistair, that was private.
Yeah. So I was like, just fed up generally with lack of sleep and this, that, and the other. So I actually cancelled my sub yesterday to the Patreon, but then realising that I was being an idiot, I resubscribed in the evening. So I just wanted to be open and honest with you about that, because sometimes I find it hard to, at the moment, to, always be, straight.
You know we think the world of you, don't you, Alistair?
Yeah, I know. It's all more about myself, really, about how I feel about myself. See,
Exactly.
so
Exactly. I get it. Do you know what? It's huge that you told us that that's how you were feeling, that you felt you could be honest about it.
yeah. But so with that said, Ian, can I have a 70's band, please?
With great pleasure. So you don't own any 60s band at the moment. You can rectify that Sunday night between 8 and 10 if you want. We will be having what I'm calling a 60s a go-go. I'm calling it a 60s a go-go, and we will be giving away 60s bands again. But until then, it's 70s bands. Alistair, who would you like to have on your roster of artists?
Well, knowing what you're saying about having a band, this band I know a lot about, and I went to see a lot in the 70s, Genesis.
Don't, Jesus Christ, Genesis. I went to see them at Nebworth when I was about 14.
No, you didn't. You didn't see Genesis at Nebworth. You saw the Phil Collins band.
It was good.
Alice is talking about real Genesis.
I was there.
Lamb Lie Low on Broadway, my brother.
Catherine, I was there at Nebworth as well.
I know. I saw you.
I had tickets for Nebworth. Was that the one that McCartney played at?
No.
Oh, okay. I had tickets for the one that McCartney played at, and I didn't go. Couldn't be bothered. It's only 25 quid.
Outrageous.
It's only 25 quid. There's a lot of money back in there. Probably about £37 now. They're yours, Alistair. You can do it with the made-up, makeup wearing ponces as much as you want.
Well, I like the two versions. I like the Gabriel version.
Exactly.
Probably slightly better than the Collins version.
Don't be ashamed of loving Collins,
What
right? I
about
think it's very fashionable to pretend that he wasn't great. He was great.
What about the version that was led by the front man of Stiltskin?
Oh, God.
Never got into that, really. I didn't...
It was crap.
Yeah.
They got the lead singer from Stiltskin, who did a song for a jeans advert that wasn't Jazz Man. I have to go. The Nashville Teens are calling in. Goodbye. Hello, Nashville Teens.
Oh, hi there. Wondered if I could get a 70s band this time.
You certainly can.
You're open to that proposal?
Yes, Alan.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Yes, please. The Wombles, please.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's been a clamour for those guys, obviously. I wonder if they're still available.
Great songs. Who wrote the songs for the Wombles, please?
Mike Bat.
Okay, and name 2 Wombles.
Oronil Cool. Madame Cholet.
The Wombles are yours, sir. You passed the Womble.
Thank you very much.
The Womble A levels.
Thank you.
Anyone else get horny watching Madame Cholet? Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Nelly, you haven't got any band because you didn't contribute to that phone call. So Nelly, you have to try again. Let's call up Bodell.
Give me Bodell.
Give me that Bodell.
Stat.
Sweets. I sent you a link yesterday to come and do a live thing on Twitter with me and you ignored it.
I didn't ignore it. I was out. Also, why are you tweeting me? Send me a flipping text
No,
message.
because it was a live. I was experimenting with live. The many live.
I'm not on Twitter all the time.
You can do live videos on Twitter. It's just Periscope. And then I did a live talk on Twitter. You can do spaces on Twitter. It was rubbish. Yes, Paul Bodell.
Hello, Ian.
Can we time out Nellie Baines, please? I will not have Catherine called a crock like that. Hello, Bodell. Hang on a second. Okay, we may. Okay, no. Yes. Hello, Bodell.
Bodell.
Good morning, Aylesbury.
I love. Can I just say, thank you so much. We're so grateful that you're displaying that poster in a really prominent place.
Yeah, he's got it straight on the wall, hasn't he?
Prick. Yeah, we know. We could see it, mate. It was in the mirror on the floor. Get those Velcro strips.
Yeah, they're good, them. Ignore.
Okay. Oh, they can't hear you. They can't hear you. What is... this... I hate... Do you know what? OBS is bullshit. They can hear you now. No, they can't hear you now.
Oh,
what? Why?
It's
Hey, if I go
censorship,
here,
this.
if I go here, they should be able to hear you here. Try. Say something. Why can't... And again, sorry. I'm so close to just jacking this whole thing in. Why can't they... I know you can't hear him! Time out Goonie forever for being a bell. I'm going to call you back. Because you should be in perfect quality. Oh, that went out. Okay, well, his hang up noise went. There we go. Now we can hear him. You can't hear him there. You can't hear him on that shot. Now we can hear you. Hello there. Jesus Christ. Swing for him. Hello?
Come in,
God.
Bodell.
Paul. Oh, man. That's going out. Oh, Skype. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul.
PB.
Paul. Nodell, correct. His internet is pony. Okay, we missed a call from Pete. By the way, it's important to flag this up. Once you've picked a 70s band today, you cannot dispose of them. That's a very important fact.
Them's the rules.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Pete is too independent.
Hello.
Once you've got the 70s band, you can't get rid of them. Hello, Pete.
Yeah, obviously part of the claiming process is having to name them, and I was never asked to name anyone.
It's the claiming process for the Wombles, not the claiming process for Boney M.
That's much part of the 70s band claiming process. Do you want to test me?
Nope.
Nah.
All right, who are Boney M? What's the Boney M men and women?
I don't know.
Okay, great. Well, they're yours.
Still yours.
You've got plenty of time to find out as you're hanging out with them.
Go on a team building exercise or something.
Yeah, go and do a weekend's orienteering.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Deacon, the other one.
Okay, they're yours, mate.
Deal with it. You wanted it. You got it.
Hey, but we got. Can I say?
I think I might have got the name of the band wrong.
No, but you've got but Pete. You have got Boney M, mate. You can't get rid of. Goodbye.
But I meant
goodbye.
People. And then Mandy in the chat there, just having her nose rubbed in it.
Hello, Jackie.
Hello, hi.
Hello, Jackie.
This is really hard. I want a 70s band, please.
Why? I don't know why it's so hard.
It's difficult because this is like my favourite kind of era, and they're all my favourite bands. But it's really difficult.
Okay. Well, let's.
Sorry, hello, Catherine. Sorry.
Hello.
We
That's
haven't
right.
got time for niceties. This is a short show today. We're only here till 1 o'clock. It's a very, very short show. So let's get to the meat.
While I'm here, happy birthday as well. Hey?
Is it your birthday?
Hello?
No, not till August.
All right, okay. Okay, so, it's really difficult. First of all, I was going to go for the sweet. And then I was going to go for Dawn. And then I was going to go for David Cassidy.
I see your dilemma.
And then I was going to go for T-Rex.
Okay. We don't. Here's the thing. I don't know if you've noticed, Jackie. With love and respect, everybody that's called up has come on and they've named their band. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't get.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll name one.
Go on.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'm
If you don't name one quickly, you're going to get Gary Glitter.
No.
Well, then name one.
Badfinger.
Badfinger. Oh, wow. You went from some soft pop to some AOR. Badfinger. Why Badfinger?
I like their tunes, and I heard one of their songs. I heard one of their songs in the film I saw.
Okay.
That's reason enough.
But you would have Peter Sellers, Ringo Starr, Magic Christian.
Yeah.
If you want
That's
it,
right,
here
yeah.
it is. Come and get it. Written by Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I like that song.
It's a great song.
So, can I have Badfinger, please?
Badfinger is yours, Jackie. And can I just say, I hope while you certainly own the band Badfinger, I certainly hope that you don't get a Badfinger in real life.
No.
It's a joke. It's not a threat. If you feel threatened, then it does. But it's not. Hello, might be Mandula.
Hello. Can I claim, please, Stevie Wonder?
Band? Are we doing solo artists?
Yeah, of course we are.
Well, you said to Dave earlier on that you couldn't just have David Bowie.
I don't like Dave. I like Mandula.
Oh, okay, right. I see. Yeah, those are the rules.
Also, Mandy's lost Boney M. She's been banging on for like a week on Boney M.
Well, and also Boney M isn't really a band, is it?
Well, yes, it is.
No, because some of them don't sing.
They sang in concert.
Well,
who did you say? Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, please. Yes.
Okay. Stevie Wonder. He is. What are you going to do with little Stevie?
None of your business.
Can I ask you a Stevie Wonder question?
Yes.
What is Stevie short for?
He's got little legs.
Stephen.
No. His name is Steveland.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. And he should set up a theme park called Steveland.
Yeah, he should. I'd go there.
Does that mean I don't get him?
You got him.
You got him, but I just saved you some embarrassment at the first meeting, so you're welcome.
Here's a question.
Thank you, Kath.
What
Thank you very
Stevie? Here's a question for you. Stevie Wonder famously does not have one of his senses that not normal, that people commonly have.
Yes.
Okay.
What is it, please?
Oh gosh, that's tricky. I think it's he doesn't have a sight.
I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't. Blind people to me are just like ordinary people. But he does. He cannot smell. He cannot smell.
Or taste, therefore.
He cannot smell. He can taste. Actually, you can taste without your smell.
You
That's
can't.
a myth. You can actually.
can't.
All right. Well, how about if I hold your nose and make you eat cheese?
You won't be able to taste it properly.
Mandula, Stevie Wonder is yours. Let's go to. By the way, you lot are scum. You all phone when we like sat here. No one phones in. When we're giving away stuff, you phone in. Here's McLaren, who owns the Hollies.
Hey, dude. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning.
Right, I was in a bit dilemma because I was going to ask for Led Zeppelin, but they've already gone as a 60s band.
Well, no, but they're a different. No, why is it so difficult to understand? That's 60s Led Zeppelin. 70s Led Zeppelin are on the market.
Great. Wow. Okay. Could I have Mr. Pink Floyd then, please?
You got Pink Floyd from
Mr. Pink Floyd.
Mr. Pink Floyd. Okay.
Yeah, and all his friends. And I've got a reason, because, you know, Lee, I had my Holly story yesterday, and so I was thinking, I thought I've got to live up to this again today. So my Pink Floyd stories, I can still remember in 1979 standing in the hall at school with our rather stern headmaster, Mr. Griswood, giving us a long lecture about how another brick in the wall was not very good for us to be listening to with all that "We don't need no education." And we stood there for about 10 or 15 minutes listening to this lecture from him.
Wow.
Still sits with me today. So since then, I've appreciated the value of education.
By the way, here's
Thank
a great
you,
phone
Mr.
in, guys.
Griswood.
The McLaren, they are yours. You
Thank
own
you.
them. Here's a great phone in. Films, books, or records that were banned for you personally. Not that they, like Life of Brian or stuff that was banned by the council. Things that were banned for you by parents or teachers. 0203 286 6370. Mark, Beach Boys Mark.
Hi, yeah. Have 70's Beach Boys gone yet?
Oh, they have not. And I kind of sighed then out of reflex. As you know, I think I've grown out of the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And was it the 70s Beach Boys' fault? Or
All of them.
Right. Okay.
All of them. I think I've grown out of the Beach Boys. I think the Beach Boys are boring.
Oh.
And I've read 2 kind of books about the Beach Boys the last 2 days. I think they're boring.
Yeah, but maybe they'll come back round again. Maybe you've got to give them a bit of a break.
Hang on, stay there, Mark. Led Zeppelin Tony is back. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Ian. Good morning, Catherine.
And hello.
Oh no, this is Tony. Oh, Mark. I do apologise. This is 60s. I'm so sorry. This is 60s Led Zeppelin. Tony, say hello to our good friend Mark. He owns the 70s Beach Boys.
Hello, Mark. Enjoy your 70s Beach Boys.
I will do.
You're more than welcome to 70s Led Zeppelin if you want. I can't stand them.
Well, the 70s Led Zeppelin has gone to McLaren. No, hang on. Sorry. Hang on. Who's got 70s Led? Hang on. Oh, Tony wants 70s. No, who?
No.
Who wanted? No one wants Led Zeppelin. No one's got 70s Led Zeppelin yet.
No, they don't, and that's not who I phoned up to claim either.
Okay, just calm down a bit, Tony. Sounding very aggressive actually this morning. I noticed that, Catherine.
Yeah.
Isn't he sounding feisty?
It's a bit of an eggy show today.
Yeah, just put your balls back in your pants, mate, and take your hand off your wanger, and let's try again, shall
Everyone
we?
needs to calm their tits.
Tits calmed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Balls back where they should be.
Okay, we don't need a graphic description of your genitalia.
Hand off, yeah.
What do you want, Tony?
Can I have Black Sabbath, please?
Are you on the comedy heavy metalers?
Excuse me.
Okay, you can have the Sabs, silly band, very very silly band.
Oh, okay. Well, that was straightforward.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. There we go.
We were glad to get rid of them, to be honest. Pain.
Absolutely. Those two, I don't know. They're still in the call, and I don't know how to.
Well, they deserve each other.
End the call.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we missed a call here.
George, what are you doing? Mayhem.
Hello there.
Hi, it's Cherie here. How are you?
Ma chérie amour. That was Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah, you got to pay Mandy now.
I know I've never heard that one before.
Okay.
She's doing a joke.
Oh, she's doing a thing. Okay, well, I won't sing
Hey,
Sherry,
Mandy.
Sherry Baby by the...
Hey, Mandy. Other Mandy. Different Mandy. Mandy G has just become a patron.
Everyone that signs up today gets a song that's generally based on Rasputin.
Uh-oh.
It's meant to be discordant.
Good.
Mandy G, what do I see? I see a beautiful lady. Mandy G. This is quite good, this one. I know.
It's going to go haywire, isn't it?
Okay, let's go again, because this is
Going to
good.
get Mandy. I hope you're enjoying this because it's about to get probably quite crude.
Mandy G, what do I see? I see a lady. Coming home from work, I need to let some steam off. See my woman at the foot of the stairs. She pours me a drink, then turns and walks away. Amanda G. What have you got for me? Sweet Mandy G.
She's got £6.66 a month. Thank you very much, Mandy G.
You sign up before 1 o'clock, you get a song. And that's the end of this offer. Did you see the song I wrote? Oh, sorry, who's this on? Someone's on the line. Sherry, I do apologise.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So
It's
sorry
fine,
about that.
Don't worry.
Hello, Sherry.
I just
What would you like?
Hi. Can I have Earth, Wind and Fire, please?
Don't want a lot, does she?
Oh my God, you certainly can. That is do you know what? That's one I would never have considered.
And
That
yet-
is a great claim.
You got a show there.
That is a great claim. My God, that's what. Do you have any connection with Earth, Wind and Fire?
No, just that I like them. They're like my kitchen dancing go-to
Oh,
band. I love them.
Oh, Mandy, they're yours. If you hear them on the radio,
No,
hear them-
Cherie.
Why have I
You're
said-
thinking about
I'm
Mandy
obsessing
G?
Mandy G. Cherie, if you hear them on, I don't know, Capital Gold or BBC Radio 2 or anything like that, you have the right to phone up that trash radio station and demand that they either stop playing it or they pay you. And you pick the sum. It can be 50 pence, it can be £500. And if there's any issues with that, I would suggest taking them to the small claims court. It's easy to do. It does cost a little bit, but they will, if you win, they will pay.
I should tell you that you can win as well as lose.
I'm on it. I need the money, so I'm going to be listening to everything now.
Scan those airwaves. Guys, if anyone hears Earth, Wind and Fire being played, please let Cherie know. Cherie,
Yes.
thank you so much for that. We've missed some calls, but I'll be honest, it's too complicated. It's too complicated for me. It's too complicated for
Can't
me.
be doing with it.
I can't. Oh, Anonymous has called in. This will be racist. Hello?
How do Ian? Catherine, how you doing?
Oh.
Yes, hello.
My name's
Ford.
Ford. I'm new to the show.
Hello, Ford. Lovely to talk to you.
Obviously, yes.
Yes, I would like to claim a band, please.
Okie dokie.
Would you like to claim an accent and stick to it?
Oh, Catherine, us Northerners got to stick together, you know.
Apparently so.
Come on, let's stick together.
When you spot one, let me know and we'll stick.
So yes, I would like to claim the band Queen, please.
Okay, Ford. So,
What we just need from you then are 2 different forms of ID. One of them could be a utility bill.
Catherine, I trust our callers.
Do
I
you?
trust our callers.
Even the anonymous
Ford,
ones.
Even the anonymous ones. I'm so grateful that he hasn't said a racist because I can't. I've got so many audio faders now because OBS is crap that I wouldn't have been able to cut him off. So, Ford, you have got Queen.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
What's your favourite Queen record? Favourite Queen album? LP, long player?
My favourite Queen album is the soundtrack to Flash.
Flash! I love you!
I've only got 20 hours to
Took the world.
Great choice.
Yeah, that was good.
Ford, it's yours, mate. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome indeed.
That was fine.
That was great. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Everything's fine
Oh, I've got something to tell you in a minute.
Oh, God, what?
Hello? Oh, this is Always New Debts Management. ANDAMC.
Yes. What can we do
Correct,
for
yes.
you? What can we do?
The ANDAMC would like to extend our representation of Elvis through the 70s, please.
Now,
I say please, it's an order rather than the request.
We don't want to listen. People are saying, "Oh, you're just bowing down to this guy and his management company." They are like Tom Cruise. They are very litigious, and they got lawyers.
They're quite big time.
Yes.
Absolute pleasure. Yours. Wonderful era. My favourite era of Elvis.
I should warn you, you won't get the full decade, but you know that, right?
It ends badly.
We're a company. We're not here for the details of the artists. We're here to just add the numbers of our books, really.
Okay. Well, wow. Okay, you're just going out and you're spreading like a virus. ANDAMC. That is Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, as I like to call him, is absolutely yours, sir. And we will not mention him again on this show.
No.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much indeed.
Or repeat those allegations. He was strung out.
Strung out. I haven't got the computer in front of me. Otherwise
Strung out.
Could you do me a favour? Could you just Google Flash Gordon? What year it came
Flash
out?
Gordon's.
What year it came out?
It was 80s, wasn't
I
it?
think it's 79, but it's a tight one.
Oh, hang on.
It's a tight one.
Flash Gordon, the film. Sexy film. I found that film quite, yeah. That was definitely an awakening. Flash Gordon, film, 1980.
But that's okay, because he was just saying it was his favourite album. Didn't say that it was...
No,
it's his
that
favourite
wasn't...
album.
Yeah.
Well done, Ford. Hello, Will.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Has anyone put a claim in for 70s Blondie yet?
No, surprisingly.
Having it.
You can have it. There is no you know, there is, and pop is based on music, but actually, I would say pop is 40% music, 60% looks and tood, and there is no greater. Name a greater looking front person, male or female, than was Deborah Harry. I don't think it's possible. Blondie, there's like 4 good songs and 2 of them are covers, right? I don't think the music stands up.
A lot of it was about sass and presentation.
The solo hit French Kissing in the USA, which you don't own, because that's Deborah Harry and it's the 80s. That's a great song. But is there a better front person
Stevie Nicks.
in terms of looks?
Stevie Nicks, she's up there.
She's in the top 10. But I would say Deborah Harry wipes the floor with Stevie Nicks. Let's just have that image for a second.
No, that's a step
Deborah
too far.
Harry wiping the floor.
No, I think they're pretty level.
Stevie Nicks.
And she would.
Yes.
And Stevie would love it. And actually, she'd be quite good because she's like a duster.
Her Deborah Harry's audiobook or autobiography. Some very controversial moments in there. Very controversial moments in there. Honest, but controversial. She talks about being attacked.
Yeah.
And enjoying it.
Well.
Which is her right to do. It's her attack. It's her right to do. But it's a real. Oh, God. Oh. Brown Eyes Dolly. Pete has not got 2 bands. Pete has got Boney M. Pete has got 1 band. We do not let people have 2 bands unless there are special situazianos.
Yes, this is
Have
true.
you got a new fridge yet?
I have.
Let's have a look. Oh, this is Gatford's out of a job.
Oh,
Look
she
at
went
that.
silver.
Look at that. Same colour as my fridge.
It was 60 quid on Facebook, and then I got a freezer as well for 20 quid.
Nice.
Did they deliver?
Got an oven as well.
Did they deliver, or did you insist that they deliver like that cheeky get on Facebook Marketplace of the week with you?
Cheeky get.
No, my parents picked it up.
Nice.
But I'm getting a washing machine soon, and we are gonna. My dad's found a guy that will deliver it for a tenner, and because it's a 1st floor flat, he said he's gonna pay for the delivery for that one because the washing machine will be the worst because of the concrete in the bottom.
Yes.
It's weird when you take a washing machine apart for the first time and go, oh, there's a huge block of concrete
Breeze
in there.
blocks in there.
That is a strange old thing. And you think, well, I would love, let's find a YouTube video of someone who's taken out the concrete
And let it go.
And let it go. Well, that's what we're going to do in a bit. Will, you got Blondie. Thanking you very much.
Thank you
Gatford
so
keeps
much.
calling and keeps calling, and I keep putting him onto group calls.
It's been going on for years, yeah.
How do, Ian and Catherine? This is 4D. Wonder if I could claim Queen.
This is just offensive now. This is just offensive.
Did I say I sent to
Yes.
say to you? Well, what was it?
Oh. But it filled me with a sense of dread. Was that what you were aiming for?
I had something to... Oh, yeah. So we're comparing a show on the 25th of June. I don't think we are.
Well.
I've looked at the... Let's just say there's quite a few tickets left if you go to the map that allows you to choose the tickets. So probably not going to happen.
Well, I've got a spangly dress. I'm going to wear it anyway.
We are looking at going back to the Bear Club in Luton and doing some shows there. Maybe doing this show there one Sunday eve. A good friend of ours has been in touch and said, may even be in the room right now, may not be in the room, I don't know. But we're looking at maybe going to the Bear Club. And there are a couple of options to us. Either doing a residency at the Bear Club.
You don't want us that regular.
Or doing like a little tour of sort of... It won't be that far out of that area, I'm afraid. It's certainly possible. And I am... You know, maybe the £20 get like a couple of quid off or something. I don't know. But we're looking at that. I have a real reluctance to do live shows because I don't like doing live stuff. But I also like I like paying bills. I really like paying bills. So it's a naked club, Drew. Yes, it's a naked club. So don't, Hazy, don't, because I don't want to. We have someone who was very kindly said, I have access to these venues and I can get you in. I don't want to plan a tour. I don't want to plan any of that stuff. I don't want to plan any of that.
But all I'm saying is the Bear Club's got a gin shelf. So.
New patron.
Oh yeah, Will G. Will G's about to get sung at, too. About.
I've got to remember, because I can only play this on ukulele. I've got to translate the chords. The word's called translating the chords.
Transposing. No?
Translating. Right. Good. I've just seen Will G. He's just the man for me. And I can... Is that a tune? Let me just tune up.
Oh.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yep,
New strings, you see? New strings.
I know, I was here when you changed them.
No,
Very
you
impressive.
weren't. You weren't actually. You were here when I tried to and I couldn't get the pegs out.
Oh, yeah.
Some show today really is fizzing along, isn't it? Do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's a great show today. I really want some ADHD meds.
I know you do.
I'm disappointed.
I could tell there was something the matter when I came in.
Yeah, that's right, Hazy. I got the tuner on it because I'm a cool guy. I want to get Will G's song absolutely right.
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up.
I've just seen Will G, he's just a man for me, and I want everyone to know that he is cool, and I want to blow him off. Will G, blow him off. He is looking fine today.
You only paid £6.66.
That's a good point, Will. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Don't get...
Will G pushed it there, actually.
Yeah. Made you think that.
Will G pushed him off.
Very...
pushed it off.
Very manipulative, Will.
Let's play some adverts for the plebs. Come July the 1st, there'll be no adverts. Can't wait. July 1st, actually it's July the 2nd is our first show. Free from the shackles of the man. And it's going to be on YouTube and it's going to be a doozy. We're going to have... Void, when did you sign up? You did get a proper song, so get lost. You did get a proper song. So... July the 2nd. Friday, July the 2nd. The show's going to start at 8 p.m. Oh, Kath just bought a kitten.
Yeah. She was asking, she sort of suggested I pick up sooner than actually I thought was right anyway. And she just said, actually, do you know what? Should we do it then? And it's a great idea.
Hello, Jimbo.
Afternoon.
Lulu says, did I get a song? Well, thanks for watching. This is the problem, right? This is the problem. Yes, you did get a song, and you don't even know you got a song, Lulu, and it's a bloody good song.
Turn up on time.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, mate. Jimbo.
That's all right. Can I claim Alvin and the Chipmunks?
They were 80s.
No, they started in 1958, apparently.
Catherine, can you Google Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yes.
I was going to ring in and claim them for 60s, because I thought that was still going on, but now it's 70s, and that's still sort of peak Chipmunk.
One moment, please, everyone. Oh, what are you doing? Hang on. It's offering me the 80s.
Where have you got the information that they started in the 50s, please? Because we are finding it hard to back that up.
Google. It's on both Wikipedia and IMDb.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, 1958 to 1972, then 1979 to the present.
No, you can't have them.
Why?
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Oh.
I hate them. I've had to watch their crappy films with my kids. No, you can't have them.
I mean, that was the last desperate attempt.
Goodbye. You can't have them.
Desperate attempt.
Can't have them.
It's not on, is it?
I need to make a phone call. I actually genuinely need to make a phone call. Hang on a second. I think I've just called someone's bluff.
Oh, why? What?
Called someone's bluff. I just called someone's bluff.
Uh-oh, what?
I don't think I got an email right now. I am, but I don't. Oh, okay, right, fine. So I said, oh, well, we were please let us know. We'll have to launch a fraud investigation. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which email are they using?
Different one.
No, but what I'm saying is
That's
not.
I'm not. Let's.
Right.
So don't bullshit a bullshitter. Sympathy. Don't.
There's no need for that.
The potential. See, you're in the mod chat. The saying of, well, okay, well, if this has not happened, then, or you're saying this hasn't happened, I need to launch a fraud investigation. Oh yeah, no, that was me. Oh no, now I remember. Yeah, that was me. Don't, man, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. I'm one of the greatest of all time. So there's that. Okay, that's something to do with that. Let's make sure we've got all of them. We've got Will G, we've got Mandy. Okay. What was I looking on my phone? I was looking at something on my phone. Anyone? I was looking at something on my phone. I'm going to show you something on my phone. What was it? I was going to make a phone call. I've got to phone up Chinese restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got to see if they're taking les bookings or in that. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Oh, you've got to press the button. So I can't. This is important. Oh, if you want to hear the full audio of this show, you do sign up to the 666 Patreon level, and you'll get this. Hello, yeah. Are you open this evening? It's for takeaway only, so there's no sit down. Okay, brilliant. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye. Takeaway only.
Get your guitar. Get your guitar.
Who is it?
Susan Potts.
Oh, Potsy signed up.
Potsy.
Susan Potts. I've got a song about her already, actually, which is weird. Susan Potts.
What's it called?
It's called Susan Potts.
Okay.
Knows a lot.
Okay.
Susan Potts knows a lot. Susan Potts has got my heart on a string. Susan Potts knows a lot of tricky things to do with my ding.
Oh.
Susan Potts knows where to put it. Susan Potts knows what to do with it. Yeah. Susan Potts knows a lot. Susan Potts has got my chops. Susan Potts has got.
You missed a treat. I've got the hots for Susan Potts.
I haven't though. She disgusts me.
Oh.
She disgusts me. So no, I haven't. I would have sung that, but I don't. She disgusts me.
I think you're all right, Susan.
Your facial control is a wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I think that's sexist, actually. That's vulgar. Let's go to my good friend Michael. I want to speak to Michael. I need to speak to Michael. I'm glad I phoned up now because I was going to go there later.
Yeah.
Hello, Michael.
Could have been embarrassing.
Oh, let me just turn the stream off.
I'll turn your face off here.
No threats. Until after we know what he wants.
I want 650 subs by the end of this month. What number are we at now, Catherine? I'm going to update the stats.
So far, we are on 564.
Hang on a minute. We've had 2 people join, and
I
we're
know,
still on
this
564.
is weirdness.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Hey, Ian. Hey, Kath. How you guys doing? You good?
All right. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
You've got a fresh haircut. I'm loving it.
Yeah, and you've had the eyebrows done, brother.
I do them myself.
This is all working.
Looking
it's
good.
all working.
It's good look. It's a
You
good
guys are
looking guy.
Summery as well. It's nice.
Doesn't the change in weather make a huge difference?
So much, man. So much. Everyone's just lighter and chilled, and everyone's happy and smiling at each
He's
other
great.
on the street.
And you wait until that Indian variant and the Vietnamese variant kicks in. That's gonna really.
And then the bird flu.
And the bird
I'm
flu
being
is
an
great.
optimist. It doesn't exist. It's all good.
Okay, and we're all gonna die. Michael.
I have a dilemma, but it depends. I haven't been listening, apologies, but I saw that you're giving away 70s bands. I've just joined the stream. So I've got 2 bands, but...
Play carefully, because if you mention one that's gone, I'm cutting you straight off, all right? And this has got nasty today. So if you mention one that's gone, you will get cut straight
here's
off.
the thing, the music industry in the 70s was just a bun fight, wasn't it? So, careful.
Right.
So, careful.
Oh man, you've made me really nervous. I don't want to.
Good. You should be nervous. Here's the thing. You should be nervous because this is important. A lot of people come on. Oh, I want I want this or Mr. W. But they're not. This is important. This is people's careers and lives you're talking about here. So you should be nervous.
All right. Before I do that, then can I just say one other thing? So I went on Go Ape on Monday.
You know, someone fell off it recently.
I know. I was thinking of you, and the person I went with, I was telling him what had happened, and. I was thinking of you, but you know what happened? It was fine, apart from I got stuck on the zip line on the way down, like proper Boris Johnson, just hanging.
Oh no, like this.
Yeah. And I've been taking the piss the whole time, but it was fine. It was funny, but yeah. So
Is zip line Michael on the line? He's on the zip line. Let's go to the zip line now. Michael's called. Michael, can you hear us up there? Etc. Etc. Etc.
Yeah, everyone was pointing and laughing, but it was fine. It was all good. It was fine.
Hazy, this is called Hazy's in the thing. Can we just get to the band? This is called a cliffhanger, mate. This is called a cliff. This is 10.
Michael's used to those.
Yes, exactly. You got stuck on the zip line at Go Ape.
But it was good.
But how?
I don't know. Well, I think so. They say when I got off eventually, they said to me, "Well, what could have happened if you weren't pulling down hard enough? It could kind of catch and it will just slow it down to a stop."
Your whole body weight is pulling it down.
So what do they do? Hang off your feet?
They come and get you. Another guy comes out on the zip line.
He comes down with his feet out and just kicks you down. And can I ask you, Michael, because I think I know the answer to this, because we are very different human beings.
Yeah.
What compensation did you get for them?
None. Just the laugh at the moment. It was fine.
You absolute melt. I would have said, I need to see your manager right now.
I was with a lawyer, and he did something really interesting. He read the contract before we went in, which I thought was great. I wasn't expecting that, so that was cool.
Okay, and in the contract, did it say if you get stuck on the zip line, tough shit?
Pretty much. It was like basically you give waiver to like all moral, ethical, every kind of right.
Wow, so the least of your worries would be getting stuck on the zip wire, because morally you were all over the shop.
So you didn't even get a refund for the session?
No, it was fine. It was
didn't
like
even
2
get
minutes.
I'd say.
Don't look at me like I understand. I'd be happy to get down.
I'd say, can I have my money back? I'd say, here's what I want. Here's what I want. Otherwise, I'm going to start tweeting about this to my 100,000 followers.
No.
I want 6 month pass for me and my family, and I want the money back for today.
I'm not that kind of guy.
I know you're not. Do you know what? I know what kind of guy you are. I'm going to turn my microphone off and I'm going to mouth it to you. So look carefully. You are a...
Well, I can't see you. I'm having to look at you on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Well, imagine the word.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here we go. I have been called that a few times, so maybe who knows?
Right, let's get down.
It's one of the strongest organs there are. I don't think that you should be called that as a sign of weakness.
We have been dancing around this. We've been doing a little flirt, a little waltz around this.
But
what band do you want?
You've got backup band. If
whatever the first band you say, if they've been on before, you get kicked off.
I'll go for it. I want Fleetwood Mac.
Oh.
You got them.
Oh, man.
There's a sign for you. Go bold.
But you get Nix and the Buckingham. It's pronounced Buckingham, right? I just tell you that if you say Buckingham, he gets furious. I'm just giving you the heads up when we send them, and there will be all of these bands are being sent out second class delivery in jiffy bags. So you get that. You get Rumours. You get Fleetwood Mac the album before that. You also get the shit stuff from the early 70s after Peter Green had left. You get Kiln House.
Oh dear.
You get all of that crap.
It's all good. As long as I've got like secondhand news, Landslide, I'm good.
They're really yours. Good. What was your backup band?
Geronimo Jackson.
Who?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa. I got it. It took me a second. I got it. Okay. Well, Geronimo Jackson is still up for grabs.
If anyone wants them.
If anyone wants them. No one else will get it. But thank you, Michael. It took me a second.
Michael don't need him anymore. He's got the Mac.
Will G 79. Thank you for my blowy. A bargain at $6.66. Highly recommend. 5 stars. Oh, Lewis got it. Oh, and Cop Bongo got it. A few of you got it. It took me a second to get it. Let's play some adverts for some plebs.
Yeah.
No adverts from July the 1st. This is popping along. Oh, we're going to try and find a washing machine where somebody had
Taking the breeze blocks out.
taken the breeze blocks out. This is what this stream is all about, guys. Pushing the boundaries. We like to push the boundaries.
And our luck. Let's be honest.
So we're going to go screen 2. Here we go. Washing machine, no breeze blocks. How to get your render disk down? The washer not working.
No.
Are we going to be the first people that do? Because we're going to do this. Washing machine, no concrete. Complete wash cycle without concrete. Here we go. This is it, man. This is it. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is it. This is what life is all about. Here we go. Take it out. Get rid of that. This is a 16-minute video. Okay. Hee.
Would you say he?
I'd say he.
I'd say that needs double
Here we go.
E's.
It's got a heavy bathrobe in there. This is going to be awesome.
It's going to need more than a bathrobe.
Cockbund.
Pflegeleicht.
Wulla. Fein schnell.
Bereit.
Spülen. Abpumpen.
Abpumpen.
Abpumpen. Abpumpen. 2. Mit Mutter. Here we go. Let's just get this going. No sound. Who cares about sound, guys?
You know what a washing machine sounds like, right? Imagine it bumpy.
Keep giving you sound. I'll give you sound. By the way,
it's in German. You won't understand it.
When one person says there's no sound, that's all we need. Here we go. All right, we're going to watch the whole thing. Let's jump forward a little bit. Here it comes. Jump forward. This is boring. This is boring. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir. Here we go. Yes.
It's actually not as violent as I'd hoped.
You wait. It's gonna.
Dom says, I heard that German washing machines go boom, boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here we go. 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 Okay, this is bullshit. Okay, this is just a wash. Oh, jeez. This is very poor. Oh, this is good though.
I want to get those piggies.
Goodbye. There we go. It says, and they comment themselves. Look, boring. I say boring. 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 Final win. So that's it.
It's not doing anything, is it?
It says here dancing and jumping. I mean, someone says see this one washing machine with concrete in the drum. Okay. Making a concrete. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, it's about to rain, but not going to let that spoil the party.
Don't spoil the party. There's no bit of rain.
He's wearing overalls. We're in business.
He's got a magic hat on. There we go. Oh, she's going to take off. Look at this.
She's going to blow. Oh, that comes out.
We're all dead. It can't come out because it's a centrifugal force.
You're right.
Centrifugal.
But as it slowly. This hat's coming off.
Someone just threw that bit out of that. Look at this bit that comes out. There. Can you hold it, Captain? Oh, surely it's going to go through time. When it's going to disappear and go back 50 years.
I'm amazed it sells together as much as it has. Oh, here we go. This is where it turns into a cannon.
You don't need to move out of the way.
I feel like I just... clinging on.
See ya. Oh, look at that, you're open. I'm free. This is what I want.
Those cars.
Best washer kill ever.
Yes, mate, it is the best washer. It's certainly the best washer kill I've ever seen.
Now, tidy that mess up.
Will, you got that to look forward to. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. This show could not happen if it was not for our sponsors, Catherine Players.
Gregorian Emerson Family Law, the best. If you're getting divorced, it's bloody awful and it needn't be made worse, and a lot of places will stir it. Gregorian Emerson, not one of those places. They will try to find some sort of harmony so that you can move from one phase of your married life into a different phase of family life, apart, but still mum and dad. Gregorian Emerson Family Law.
Okay.
That's fair, isn't it?
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Nico Omilana's coming on the show on Friday. He says he won't because he's quite vague, and I like him for that. I told my boys and the boys are thrilled. The boys may come and ask him a question.
All right.
I said if they mask up, they can ask him a question. But you've recorded something. Has that video gone out yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just gave them the voice, and what they do with it is their business.
And very quickly, let's mention our wonderful Surfshark sponsors. If you need a VPN, if you want to travel the world from the safety of your living room and from the safety of not having the pigs, the man, the scum, the and when I say the pigs, I don't mean the police. I would never call them that. I'm talking about the people that are in charge. I'm talking about the people that are in charge. Could you please stop eating while we're doing this?
Although that does look tasty.
Please stop eating. Thank you very much. I'm talking about the men that are in charge, and it is men. It's always men. I'm talking about those people. You don't want them knowing where you are or what you're doing. Then very, very simply, you need to go to Surfshark. Let's get the link in the chat because it's. I'm so excited that I've forgotten the actual link I've forgotten the link. So please, mods, surfshark.deals/TLNA. I think it is. If you scroll down, just click on it. You can get a VPN for 83% off, and you get 3 free months free. So 3 free months for free, 83% off. Go and watch foreign Netflix. Who cares about British Netflix? Watch it and then cancel it and sign up to our Patreon. If you don't, you're scum. And you know, it's all of that stuff. So just go and do that and don't be a dick. Yes,
Nelbert.
Yes, sir.
Hi. So
coming in hot, buddy. Coming in hot, buddy. Coming in hot. Back away. Back away.
And proceed.
Hello?
That's better. Thank you. Thank you.
As I requested earlier,
we didn't hear you.
My request. Okay.
So as far as we're concerned, excuse me. As far as we're concerned, this is the first time we've had contact today. So don't give me any of this, as I said earlier, BS bullshit. Don't give me any of that.
I know what bullshit.
I'm not in the mood for that.
BS stands for.
This is now. We're dealing with now. What have you got for us now?
Please, may I have 1970s Slade?
Yes.
Cheers.
There we go. It can really be that simple. It can really be that simple.
Don't have to make it so complicated, guys.
No.
It's just music.
Make it simple. Has anyone else signed up in the recent moments? Because honestly, I get so angry, right? This is our lives.
They
This is
don't.
this house, her house, our kid, 2 kids next door,
Whoa.
my kids. If this is our lives.
5, 6, 7.
Okie dokie.
More like it. Thank you.
This is,
Appreciate
no,
it.
don't give me. Don't. We've been saps for too long. This is our freaking lives, right? Sign up. So you have 2 less Costa coffees a month. All right, it means we can have 10 Costa coffees a month each.
I don't even like them.
It's 2 less Costa. Pete says, why are we doing all this 70s Slade, 70s Beach Boys? If you've got Slade, you've got Slade forever. No, you haven't. And Pete, you've got Boney M just for the 70s. 80s and 60s are different bands.
You need to pay attention.
It's 2 less Costa coffees a month. Okay, so you don't get two sandwiches from Marx's for a month. I get to live in my house and afford my house. She gets to feed her children.
These people are budgeons. These people are
all right, you don't get to have 5 budgeon sandwiches, right? Just for Christ's sake, stop being so... I'm genuine, I'm furious with
Why
you.
are you eating that many Ginsters anyway? You know they give you wind.
Billy Hayes.
Hi, how are you? Can I just say,
here we go.
How great you both look today. You look like a couple of film stars.
Don't fall for it, Catherine. Don't fall for it. This guy's a troublemaker. This guy basically, when we were giving away 60s bands, I don't know if anyone remember, this guy came in and basically did a dump on the table and then walked out.
All right, you think he's buttering?
He's buttering us with brown butter.
It's harsh.
Harsh but fair, Mr. And I'm going to call you Mr. Hayes because I think Billy, Hazy, I think it's too familiar. So,
Too familiar.
Mr.
Okay,
Hayes,
okay.
how can we help you, Mr. Hayes?
Could I have a 70s band, please?
That's kind of what we've been doing all morning. So yes, let's go to the next bit.
The arrogance of this guy.
Could I have?
Look at that cackle. It wasn't a laugh. That was a cackle.
Could I have Derek and the Dominoes, please?
Tell me why. Talk to me.
Because that album, that Layla album, is, I feel it's such a historical album in that it's kind of mainly about him pining for Patty Boyd. I feel like you can really smell and taste the room that album was recorded in. There was a lot of heroin. There was a lot of. It was just, not that I want that.
No.
But I just feel like it's the most. It's one of my favourite. It's my favourite album actually. It's not the best, but it's my favourite.
Okay. All right. Can I ask you a really simple question? Straightforward. Straightforward, and any fan would get this. All right. So let's just go for it. Okay. And then it's a formality. All right. And then you get the band.
Sure.
All right.
Seems that way.
So Derek and the Dominoes.
Yeah.
It's primarily Eric Clapton.
Pretty much.
In 1971, The Who released an album called Who's Next.
They did.
But that was a smaller, that was kind of songs left over from a much bigger project that didn't really see the light of day. A box set came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, but the project itself didn't see the light of day. It was another concept album. It was to do, basically, it was an album that basically predated the internet. It was about how we'd all be connected by wires. Time out, Dave, please. Time out, Dave. Dogface. Time that out now. Delete that comment now. What was the name of that album,
Is he giving the
please?
answer?
Sorry?
Is he just giving the answer?
No, he hasn't. Delete it. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Okay. No, he hasn't. Okay. What was the name of that album, please?
What's that got to do with Derek and the Dominoes?
What's the name of the album, please?
I don't know.
Thanks for your call, Mr. Hayes.
Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Good day. It's not morning anymore. Strange how it's always him, isn't it?
Troublemaker. But
the reason we can't have anything nice.
But I'm a nice guy. Look what I've just written down. I'm a nice guy. I'm a generous guy. All right? Please don't. I don't want people saying, oh, Ian's so tough and he's mean and he's. I mean, say it if you want. I don't give a shit. This is the list of 70s bands. Right? Slightly out of focus, but that's just the way it goes.
So that was the 70s.
That's the 70s. Look at these 70s bands. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, and look, Mr. Hayes, you've got Derek Nimmo. That's the best I can do.
And you'll be grateful for it.
You've got Derek Nimmo. It's the best I can do, buddy. It's the best I can do after that appalling attitude.
Poor show.
I'm a great guy. You got Derek Nimmo. Twisty.
Hello.
Hello, Twisty.
Can I have 70's band, please?
I love. This is what I like. I like you just come in. Can I? Yes, you can. I love this
I felt
attitude.
like there. I felt like I was the ice cream man. He's come to the front of the
thank
queue.
you.
He's asked for exactly what he wants.
I love this attitude. I love it. Yeah, you're not wasting time like some of these other jokers.
What would you like?
What would you like, Paul?
Can I have the Ramones, please?
Oh, at last. I wonder. Punk has been ignored by these arrogant dinosaurs that watch our show. At last, we've got someone young, someone thrusting, someone just in there with that killer instinct. You have got time out, Cock Bongo, please. All right, no, don't time him out. Don't time him out. Paul, excuse me, I'm stepping on your toes. Cock Bongo has called the Ramones
Your band.
A joke band. What punishment would you like to see handed out to Cock Bongo?
Oh, man.
I mean, all we've got really are timeouts, but
I think a permanent ban.
We went there.
Permanent ban for such blasphemy. They're one of the most influential bands of all time.
Yeah, Cock Bongo.
Pete's done it! Pete's banned him! Pete's banned him! Oh my God, this is awful! This is completely collapsing around
Now,
my ears!
let's just remind ourselves that on Friday...
This is punk.
On Friday, we will review the unbanned requests. You may use the law.
He's one of our early Patreons. My God, this
You may
is awful.
attempt to overturn the ban.
Oh my God.
That avenue is open to you.
You're right, there's only another 15 minutes of this show left. And then, yes, Friday, Cock Bongo. I would suggest let's just say it will be looked on very, very fast. He's one of our early Patreons.
We'll see you in court.
But
we'll
Paul,
see you in court.
Paul, I love that punk attitude, mate.
Punk as F, mate.
Punk as F.
Punk as F, and that pirate laugh. Paul, it's yours. Thank you very much indeed. Cock Bongo. I'm rendered speechless. You can start a campaign.
Can reinstate
if you want. But Cock Bongo, I apologise.
Punkers flip, says Scoob.
That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Yes, David.
Hello.
Hello there, David.
Hello, David.
Please, may I request 70's Lou Reed?
Oh, Jesus. What?
You're in a monologue slipped out there.
Yeah, you can. He did have one good album.
Which was called?
Satellite of Love. That was a...
Well, you don't have to like him. You're not working with him. It's David's problem now.
Look at him. Look, and that dog, if you dyed that dog's hair black, that's Lou Reed. You've got the canine carnation of Mr. Louis Reedus.
Thank you very much.
Why Lou Reed? Why 70's Lou Reed?
Well, Lou Reed is my favourite, and I think the 70s period of Lou Reed is the best Lou Reed.
You know, Bodell.
I was heartbroken when he got the Underground, and then when I saw him not being able to verbalise his demands today, I thought I'd best get in before reconcile. Yeah.
Okay, David, it's yours. We're rattling on because we're coming towards the end of the show.
Thank you.
Show tonight. We missed 2 calls. Let's go to this one first, Luke. We're coming to you after this call. Cock Bongo, please. Has he registered a complaint yet? Do we know?
I can go and have a look. Let's see.
Pete says I was just acting on the advice from the legal representative for the Ramones.
I don't think we should be discussing this before it goes to court.
Hello, caller.
Hello. How are you doing?
What have you got for us?
70's bands.
Yes.
MC5. Technically sort of 68 to 72, but in the early 70s they really took off before they broke up.
Well, when was Kick Out the Jams, you motherfunkers?
Mother flippers.
69 actually.
So
but
you don't get that?
The other two albums were in the early 70s before they broke up.
Okay, so you get the last 2 albums. You do not get. We just have to clarify this because I don't want to be. You get drunk at a party and someone's playing "Kick Out the Jams," you mother flippers, and you say you own it, and they go, actually, you don't. You only own the last 2 albums. You do not own anything before 1970.
Yep. Okay.
What's your name,
we got
please?
Back in the USA, and it's Graham.
So they did 2 albums. What are their 2 albums? It's Back in the USA and it's Graham.
Back in the USA.
That's a strange album name.
So that isn't it?
And what's your name?
Graham Yates.
Oh, so Graham. So they did an album. Is that why you like them? Because they did an album called It's Graham?
No,
I can do this shit all day. I can do this shit. I'm teasing you, Graham. I can do this.
I know you are. I know. It was born. It was. Yeah, hang on, I'm trying to read it now, so I had it all here. Back in the USA in high time.
He's done his research for us. Come on, I like this.
You
like
know,
style.
we've had. What was the guitarist from the MC5? Can't remember his name.
He died in '94, didn't he?
Okay, what was the lead singer of the MC5? Can't remember his name.
Rob Tyner, I think it was.
No.
He died.
No.
The lead singer of MC5 was Rob Tyner. Yeah.
No, all right. Who's the guy from? All right. So who's the guy?
Wayne
from
Kramer.
Wayne Kramer. We've had Wayne Kramer on the show.
Really?
On the radio show we had Wayne Kramer came on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
There we go.
Sorry,
Bloody hell
excuse my
indeed. Graham, they're yours. They're yours.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Cass.
There we go. Thank you. He didn't have a word for you. Just use your name.
It's all good.
I call her my lady. Call her my lady. My lady. What a show today. Yes, Sloop.
Hello. Listen, I have a request for a 70s band, but it's a little bit complex because they went under two. It was one band, but they went under two names and were signed to two different labels. However, I think I've been loyal to you guys.
Pick a band.
Funkadelic. But Parliament is the same band.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes, they are.
It's not.
They are, Ian.
It's not. If it's the same band, why have they got different names?
Because there was a legal problem with Parliament, so they went to Funkadelic and then realised that when they got the rights back, they could sign another record deal with Casablanca and put records out under...
So they had two record deals going simultaneously, one for Funkadelic and one for Parliament.
Yeah, but it's
two different bands.
Hold on, let me explain. They've been sampled by all of the rappers, so for me to own them,
all of the rappers.
The royalties from the yes. Well,
even DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yes, them as well. But if I get royalties from the rap songs, as well as the Parliament and Funkadelic songs, but if you only give me Funkadelic, I get 50% of those royalties. Catherine, I could cut you in a deal on the points if you want.
Don't try and sway my judgment with money.
Here's all you have to do to get Funkadelic. All you have to do. Yeah. Just admit that Funkadelic and Parliament are two different bands.
Do it.
No, but then you won't give me...
Goodbye. It's really simple.
Unbelievable. Tried to bribe me there right in front of you. See that?
Two bands. That's like saying his argument is basically that Wings and the Beatles are the same band.
Unbelievable. Can you believe it?
Was Denny Lane in Parliament? I don't think so. No, we're not having that. I will not have it. Of course, Mr. Hayes is siding with him.
I would keep it quiet if I were you, Mr. Billy Hayes.
You didn't get anything, Sloop. You didn't get anything. You had to admit they were two separate bands. And you couldn't humble yourself to do that. So, unlucky. Loads of you pointed us in the direction of the story yesterday that a fairground ride, a roller coaster, got stuck at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Get that bloody thing down immediately!
I'm going to go and sort it out, he says. Shouts.
Who is Derek Nimrod anyway? I was talking to the bishop and it's not bad.
That's quite good. He had a little beauty spot, didn't he?
I'm the vicar. He only played Vickers. It was his contract that he would only ever play
Did
Vickers.
he advertise Harvey's Bristol Cream or something like that?
Harvey's Bristol Cream. You're going out for food today, and Kath, none of your freaking business. What, you you want to kill us? We tell you out whereabouts, you triangulate us, and you kill us? Come here. Ain't gonna happen. Moomin troll.
We got wise to that stuff.
Moomin troll.
Years ago.
Ain't happening, you pieces of trash. Now I got some leftover food in my fridge for me. Then I'm gonna find a Chinese restaurant where I can take my children out for dinner. So that's my project.
We ate terribly yesterday, and we will not
Did
be
you
repeating
have Mackie
it.
D's for
Yes,
supper?
we did.
Wow.
Yeah, I tried the new. You know they're doing specials. For years, I've only ever been a chicken sandwich woman. Don't mess with the formula. But recently, I've been trying their specials, and that chicken deluxe thing.
You've done so much. I'm much too young. It's the specials. Okay. Hey, happy birthday, Izzy. I've loved the show today. This is great. Excellent way to spend part of my birthday.
Oh, birthdays.
It's been a good show. Sparky. feisty.
Mm.
I want to look down at what you're wearing, but it might look like I'm looking at your breasts. If I look down but deliberately don't look at your breasts, can I look at what you're wearing?
What if I just cover my nipples?
Okay. I like that summery outfit.
Yeah, that's what I thought I'd go for.
You look a bit like Cary Grant.
Thanks.
You know, like in the sort of 40s.
Yeah, when he's been in,
when
like...
people would wear, well, women as well, would wear like slacks.
Yeah, that's what I was going
for the beach.
Yeah,
You look like that,
Hollywood.
you know what I mean?
So glamorous.
Yeah.
So glamorous. Glamorous as.
Is that
Flip. Yeah, so there's that. There's that.
So we're done for today. Short one today. Hey, Amy, thank you so much for your help yesterday. It's appreciated. It's been a good show today. We are back on Friday, 8 till 10:30, another shorty. And then back on Sunday. I'm back on Sunday doing a radio show on Twitch FM. So it's a show with no pictures, 8 till 10, and that will lead us nicely into Alan Bezic. I'll hand over to the big man.
Is it his first weekend?
Oh, he's on Saturday as well, isn't he? Hello, Paul.
Bye.
Greetings.
Hey, Paul.
Hello. I just wanted to say, really, I've been really busy and I haven't had my regular dosage.
Well,
of
screw you,
guys.
you piece of trash.
But I've been sat here enjoying the show very much,
Oh,
and
that
it took about, I think, just over a minute before you made me laugh, and it's wonderful. I've missed you guys.
Our game, yeah.
We need to work harder. That's not the way this show is designed. I'm going to say it. I'm going to call it, Paul. I'm calling it. We have been on top form. Two things collided to put us on top form. Accepting that our deal here was coming to an end, accepting it. And for me, doing a show on here with no pictures. Those two things have inspired me, and I believe my inspiration I've rubbed off on Catherine. Not like that, Jesus. And I think we're doing some of the best stuff we have ever done right now. And if people do not sign up to the Patreon, they are dead to me. They are dead to me.
Well, we'll be dead to them. They'll never see us again.
Yep, scum. Anyway, Paul, sorry, I'm talking over you. You come to make a very pertinent point, and I'm steamrolling, roller coastering you. What would you like to say?
Don't roller coaster him.
I just called in to send some love and to say thank you for being magnificent people. I love you both.
Thank you.
Okay,
love received.
Goodbye. That's weird. That's creepy. Oh, it's creepy. He was after something. Then it goes. And by the way, could I borrow £1,000? That's how that works. I know how that guy works. What a melts as well.
I still haven't heard from Cock Bongo in the on ban requests. Maybe he's furious.
I'm worried that he's furious, right? And that he's one of our first. We have to unban. I'm overriding it. I'm unbanning Cock Bongo. I'm unbanning Cock Bongo. He's one of our first. I would have done a timeout. I would have done. Let's see if Cock Bongo is here. Let's see what his first words back are.
He comes blazing in with the swears.
If he comes in saying "screw you" and stick your Patreon up your ass,
then we will refer him to Pete.
Let's wait. He might have gone. I mean, this is enough to sometimes push people over the edge. People look up to us as I'm the mental health inspiration, and a lot of people. Cock Bongo. Now that is justice right there, Ian and Catherine. Catherine was. It was actually with respect, Mr. Bongo. That was 100% a Lee choice. That was a Lee choice. I was not a Catherine.
I think he pussied out. To be honest, I think that he thought that you were not going to be man enough to hang on until tomorrow, until the judging on Friday. I had faith. I had faith that you knew what was going on, and you knew that we got you. But
why don't you just comment about that in the chat?
Right, well, I'd have to sit and listen to this crap.
Where are you going? So please don't go upstairs in my house.
I'm going for a wee. I may or may not use the toilet.
Hello, Mr. Hayes.
Hi, Mr. Lee. I'm just finding out. Just general chat, really. I wasn't going to.
No worries.
I just wanted to make sure you got that donation I sent yesterday.
The £20 that was not for sweeties.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we spent it on sweeties.
Yes, yeah.
Got that? Loved it. Thank you.
Brilliant, great. Well, I suppose it's getting late. I suppose I might as well just see if I can sneak a cheeky band in.
You've got Derek Nimmo.
Yeah, but I didn't want Derek Nimmo.
You've got Derek Nimmo. Sometimes we don't always get what I didn't want to. have long legs, but I've got them. Sometimes we get what God gives, and in this instance, I'm God, and you got given Derek Nimmo.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Let's go and do a raid. Thank you to all of our mods today. By the way, if you're not involved in the mod chat on Discord, then you ain't involved in nothing. You ain't involved in nothing. Let's go and do a raid. Let us. Yeah. Ooh, so nice. It feels so nice. I feel so sexy. I'm so sexy. Feels so nice. Love, love, love. Right, let's go and find someone brand new. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's go and find someone brand new.
That was some real good stuff.
Ta-ta for now. Singer and
Did you
dancer.
get your read down?
Okay.
Not yet, actually, for your doodle. I need to do that during the stream.
But if you're comfortable with, can I ask how old you are? I'm 16. I'm 16. How are you planning to become anybody's comfort stream when you stare into ourselves as judgment? I'm so sorry.
I like this person.
Don't make me buy a One Piece cosplay. Do a One Piece cosplay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I like this. This is enthusiasm. A lot of you old people, this is 16-year-old, a lot of you old people could learn from this vibe. You could learn from this vibe. I can hear you on the stairs. Come down.
When somebody I don't know, asking my sexual, I just say I'm sorry. Oh yeah, fair enough.
Let's go on, Ray. This is going to be a great raid. You watch the excitement that we're going to engender here. Back on Friday at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to the stream. We've been jumping between. Is it just me, or we've been